Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Courtroom Files Live. It is a Wednesday, the 5th of November. Michael Groff filling in for Dan Soul, who's on vacation. If you like what we're doing here, you like me filling in, well, good news, you got 3 more days. If you don't, good news, you got 3 more days. Dan will be back on Monday. Meantime, let's start our day in Michigan with Judge Mom.
You have to be much.
That's Judge DeSanto. That's our little moniker for her. Anyway.
Today is the date
Good morning.
scheduled for a show cause in this matter. Your client had previously been on probation, and then I believe she was discharged early based on the requirements being met. But apparently there was not a diligent effort for your client to complete to make payments, so she probably should not have been discharged from probation. But in any event, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. After speaking with Ms. Butler in regards to the show cause, we are prepared to waive any sort of contested hearing and each side is guilty.
All right, please raise your right hand, ma'am. You solemnly swear or affirm testimony about to give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am, I've already said once, you're not loud enough. You need to be much louder so we can get, you can't speak when I'm speaking. You need to be much louder so that we can get your recording on the recording. Got it?
Yeah.
I'm either gonna have to call this matter again when you figure out how to be louder, or I need you to be louder right now. Do you understand?
Yeah,
Are you picking that up, Ellie?
that was good. Yes.
Very good, thank you. Now, so is that yes? You solemnly swear from testimony about to give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Did that come through?
Yeah.
Okay. And ma'am, you heard the allegations that you did not pay, make payments and pay your fines and costs in full, correct?
Yeah.
As to, and then you did not appear in court when there was a request as well. And so as to the show cause hearing, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Did that come through?
Yeah.
And you do understand you have the right to have a contested hearing in this matter. And by entering into a plea, you will not have that contested hearing. Do you understand that?
No, I can't go over that. I don't understand.
Okay, did you speak about it with your attorney?
Correct.
You did, okay. So I will clarify then for you that there has been a motion filed that alleges that you are in contempt of court because you did not pay your fines and costs. And you have the right to have a contested hearing, which means that there would be witnesses that would have to come into court to show what you did or did not pay as to whether or not that is something that you are guilty of or not guilty of. By entering into a plea, you will not have that contested hearing. That's what that means. You understand that?
Yeah.
All right. And you understand the possible penalty, whether in this court, any other court or administrative agency.
Yeah.
Knowing all that, do you want to continue with your plea?
Yes.
Has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No.
Are you picking that up, Ellie?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, counsel, if you can please voir dire your client.
Ms. Butler, were you on probation through the Wyandotte District Court?
Yes.
As a term and condition of your probation, were you to pay costs and fines?
Yes.
Did you fail to do so?
Yes.
Is that coming through, Ellie?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you understand that's a violation of the terms and conditions of your probation, correct?
Yes.
Satisfied?
I didn't hear that last.
Correct.
All right, the court is satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. And counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, Ms. Butler does acknowledge that she does owe the money to the court. She would be requesting to set up a payment plan. She currently is not working, but she's going to find a way to make sure she pays costs and fines off in full.
Okay, and so ma'am, how much did you pay did you make any payments while you were on probation?
I made all of my payments on probation.
Okay, Ally, what does it show as her balance, please?
The balance is $1,298.40.
How much did you pay per month, ma'am, while you were on probation?
In between 20 and 50.
Okay. And so you understood that that was not going to make, that was not going to pay your balance in full, correct?
Correct.
All right. So you have been discharged from probation since April 30th of 2025. Did you set up a payment plan upon your discharge? I can't hear you.
No,
Why not?
I didn't think that set up a payment plan. I was just paid it on
When were you intending to do that?
when I got the money.
And when would we know when you're getting the money? There has to be communication with the court. Why are you not working?
Because I haven't got a call back from the jobs
When's the last time you were employed?
a month ago.
And why are you no longer employed?
It wasn't no hours. I wasn't getting anything.
So you quit? You,
I really wasn't working like that. I wasn't getting any hours. I had a job, wasn't getting any hours.
okay, where were you working?
Intercom,
I can't hear you.
security.
Okay, and so you weren't getting any hours? You're getting 0 hours?
Basically, yes.
What's either 0 or there's more than 0?
I was getting 6 hours a week.
Okay. And so while you were only working 6 hours a week, were you applying at other places for work?
Correct.
Okay, well, ma'am, what is your plan for paying this almost $1,300 balance off?
Getting
This case assessment.
I can't hear you.
a job and making a payment plan.
Okay, and so, where have you been applying? How many places have you applied since you've been unemployed?
Probably like 100. I applied for a lot of jobs.
Okay, and so how are you supporting yourself right now?
I don't have any neighbors open.
All right, and so council, what's the proposal?
Your Honor, at this time, she indicated to me that she could make a $25 a month payment until she does find employment. At that time, she would assess her situation, make bigger payments as she can do so.
All right, and are you intending on making that payment, beginning the payments today?
No.
No? When are you planning on beginning the payments?
Whenever I find a job.
Okay, ma'am, do you have somebody you can borrow the money from then? $25 a month?
I can ask.
Well, you don't have any bills right now, so I'm presuming somebody's supporting you.
I can make a payment by December 1st.
All right. Okay, ma'am, make sure that you are continuing with that payment. If you need to, you can, online payment information from the window, so you don't have to make the trip in to make that payment. Okay? All right,
Thank you.
have a good day. Thank you. We are on the record in the matter of the City of Wyandotte versus Dante Mendoza, 251105. I'm sorry, 1150.
Attorney Corey Westmoreland, appearing on behalf of Mr. Mendoza. Mr. Mendoza, would you please state your name for the record? Dante Mendoza.
All right, good morning. Today is the date scheduled for the arraignment pretrial in this matter. And counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. As to the arraignment, we are prepared to waive a formal reading of my stand.
The court will read the formal reading, enter plea not guilty for purposes of the arraignment, and then adds to the pretrial.
At this time, my client's prepared to accept the prosecutor's offer as pleading as charged, but we'd be asking for consideration for a delayed sentence. I do believe my client's eligible as he has no prior possession or games.
Okay. Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony about to give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right. And you heard the plea that your attorney placed on the record, correct?
Correct.
As to the charge of possession of controlled substance, how do you plead?
Guilty.
You've gone over your advice of rights with your attorney, correct?
Correct.
You understand all of those rights.
Correct.
You also understand by entering into a plea that you'll be waiving some of those rights.
Yes.
You understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea, whether in this court, any other court, or administrative agency.
Correct.
And knowing all of that, do you want to continue with your plea?
Yes.
Has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No.
Any immigration issues?
No.
Counsel, if you can please pardon your client.
Mr. Mendoza, were you in the city of Pinedale on August 2nd of this year? On that date and time, were you in possession of a controlled substance?
Yes.
Specifically, what was that controlled substance?
MDMA.
And you understand that that substance is illegal?
Correct.
Satisfied, Your Honor?
Did you pick them up on all of that, Ally?
Not the second question.
This type of substance, sir, if you can be louder, please.
MDMA.
Thank you. All right, the court is satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea to the charge and determine your eligibility under 25.136B status at sentencing and counsel as to bond.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Mendoza appeared here today on his own. He has no other pending matters at this time. He is gainfully employed at a trucking company. He's not on probation or parole. And I would just ask for a personal bond.
All right, sir, if you're to test right now, what's in your system?
Just DHC.
Do you have a valid prescription for that?
No.
Okay. You're not currently under the influence of it, are you?
No.
When's the last time you used it?
Over 24 hours ago now.
Okay. And you don't have any other pending matters? You're not out on bond in any other jurisdiction?
No.
Ever failed to appear in court for any reason?
No.
The court's going to continue your cash bond. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. You're going to go over to probation. You're going to receive a copy of your bond conditions. You're going to receive some paperwork to complete for your pre-sentence interview, as well as for your date to return for that, as well as your sentencing date. Okay? All right, thank you. All right, have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mama Joan, Grandma TCF, thank you for the $10 super chat. Really appreciate all you're doing to support me during this time where I'm filling in for Dan here on the Courtroom Files Live. It's a Wednesday. Good morning, everybody. Hanging out with Judge DeSanto for a few more minutes, and then we've got a lot of other places we can go this morning.
Toronto, P338, Wicked, on behalf with my client. And please state your name, sir, for the record.
Gabriel Albert.
All right, good morning. And thank you for addressing appropriately for court for the most part. And counsel, as to the arraignment.
Your Honor, I would say to my client, the nature of the charges, all national penalties involved, been advised of the advice of rights, understands those. And Your Honor, we waive formal reading stand mute, ask for a plea not guilty to be entered for arraignment purposes.
The court will read the formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty for purposes of the arraignment. And as to the pretrial counsel.
Your Honor, my client, having been advised of his options, he wishes to plead guilty as charged. And we're asking this to be taken under Homes Youthful Trainee Act. I've explained to my client what that entails. I believe he qualifies. And we're ready for the court's examination.
Okay, and sir, I'm going to ask you to please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm testimony about to give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
All right. Are you picking them up, Ally?
Yeah.
Okay. And sir, you heard the plea that was placed on the record, correct? Did that come through?
Speak way up, okay?
One more time?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Perfect. Thank you. And sir, as to the charge of open alcohol in a vehicle, how do you plead?
Guilty.
You've gone over your advice of rights with your attorney, correct?
Yes.
You understand all of those rights?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Correct.
You also understand by entering into a plea that you'll be waiving some of those rights.
Yes.
Is that yes?
Yes.
Okay. And you also understand, sir, the possible penalty as a result of your plea, whether in this court, any other court, or administrative agency.
Correct.
Knowing all of that, do you want to continue with your plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea? Any immigration issues?
No, ma'am.
All right, counsel, if you can please pardon your client.
Mr. Howard, on August 4th, 2025, approximately 8:49 PM, were you a passenger in a motor vehicle in the city of Wyandotte?
So,
What was your age on that date, sir?
26 years old?
All right, you're 26 now, also, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you were a passenger in a vehicle. The vehicle was stopped by the police, correct?
Correct.
And in the interim contact with the police, they discovered some open alcohol next to you in the passenger seat. Is that correct?
Correct.
That was yours, correct?
Yes,
I'm satisfied, Your Honor.
The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea to the charge and as to bond counsel.
Your Honor, my client tells me he is not on probation or parole. There is a bench warrant that he's trying to resolve. He has an attorney out of Pennsylvania, but he has not heard anything about that. So with that, Your Honor, we leave it in the court's discretion, give him a sentencing date for the interview.
All right, sir, did you reside in Pennsylvania?
last year I did, but, recently I was having marital troubles at the start of this year, fidelity issues, but me and my wife are currently separated, but I came down here to visit family because I was having such a tough time.
Okay, so how long have you been residing in the state of Michigan?
I think almost 11 months now, 10 months.
Okay, where do you work?
Karen's helping him.
And how long have you worked there?
Oh, no.
Have you ever failed to appear in court for any reason? Well, I mean, possibly the matter in Pennsylvania, I don't know, but other than that,
No.
you're to test right now, sir, what's in your system?
Do I,
If you were to test right now, what is in your system?
marijuana now?
Okay, when's the last time you used either one of those substances?
Yesterday.
You're not currently under the influence, sir?
No.
All right, the court will order you to continue your cash bond. I'm sorry, you do understand what the height of status is, correct, sir?
Yes.
Okay. All right, the court will order you to continue your cash bond. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or drugs unless prescribed. You're going to go over to probation. You'll get a copy of your bond conditions as well as your date to return for your pre-sentence interview, your sentencing date, and some paperwork to complete for your pre-sentence interview. All right, thank you.
It's the Courtroom Files Live. It's Wednesday, hanging out here and just hanging out there with Judge DeSanto. Courts are coming online. We got a lot of different places we can go. I suppose what we should do is say good morning to Judge Middleton. I haven't checked in with him in a couple of days. Let's see what's happening in St. Joseph County.
Good morning, Mr. Downer.
Good morning.
We got multiple files in your name. People versus Ori June Downer, file 251538 ST alleges driving suspended. Improper display of license plate on July 28th of 25. 251590. SM is a no insurance. On July 31st. That's going to be dismissed. And then you got another ticket on August 11th, again for driving suspended in the city of Three Rivers. And that one is going to be dismissed. Oh, you're going to plead to no proof of insurance in file 251590.
Well, that was kind of
Yeah, you didn't.
weird.
You
I
got
mean, I
insurance.
thought I had insurance.
All right, but you didn't, so they're dismissing that charge and they're gonna turn it into a civil infraction called no proof of insurance. And then you're gonna plead to one charge of driving suspended. They're gonna dismiss the other one and they're gonna dismiss improper plates. I'm gonna let you out of jail and you're gonna stop driving. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right.
How how can I get my driver's license back? Because they told me I was an alcoholic. I am not. I had a couple of beers way back then, right after my sister passed away. And then I found out after I got out of the 90 days here that I was a diabetic, and I just blacked out. I wasn't.
Well, you got in an accident, somebody got seriously injured.
Yeah, I think it was my nephew.
Yes. All right, the cold hard truth, Mr. Downer, is you probably can't get your license back. You're gonna have to prove to the driver license appeal division that you've surmounted your alcohol issues.
Well, never had one.
Oh, I think you did. But you don't have to prove it to me. You have to prove it to the driver license appeal division.
You don't drink and drive when you got a DWID or,
Oh, well, you kept driving.
my truck.
All right.
I was in a trucking business. I own my own truck.
Yes, you did.
You don't even mess around with alcohol out there doing that.
Well, let's
So that's
take
one
care of
thing.
these
I'm not an
charges.
alcoholic.
And I can't answer that. I don't know, I don't know what you do day to day. I handled that case some years ago. And then you were stubborn. You got arrested or ticketed 3 times, these 3 tickets in about a month.
Yeah.
So the prosecutors.
2 of them, I was going to the doctor because I got a fellow that lives with me that likes to smoke wackies. And I know I can't get him to drive me because he would,
Where's your doctor?
3 Rivers.
Well, let's take care of these. Let's talk about the couple things. Other than this plea agreement and what I just told you, did anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to this?
Pardon?
Did anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to this charge, other than these other charges are gonna be dismissed?
No, sir.
Did anybody threaten you?
No, sir.
All right, do you understand that if you do plead to these charges, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or a jury? There will not be a trial. Do you understand that? Yes, if you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you could not afford an attorney, I could appoint one for you at county
That's
expense.
what got me in trouble.
All right, well,
I mean, way back, yeah.
yes. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to take the witness stand and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. Have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court, and you have the right to be presumed innocent, unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. So they're dismissing the 3 Rivers case and they're dismissing improper plates.
See, that was.
All right, well, let's talk about this. When were you driving a car in 3 Rivers on July 28th? And you didn't have a valid license?
Yes, sir. I was headed for the doctor's office. I left one doctor and she sent me to another one.
All right, let's take a look at that ticket. Oh, it's not in my queue. I'm gonna have to dig it up. Oops. Mr. Donner, where are you from originally?
Texas.
How long you been in 3 Rivers?
Oh. say. 4 or 5 years. I spent a lot of time, my sister lived in Marcellus.
Well, you got this ticket at 3:21 in the afternoon, M60 and 131.
Yeah, that's when I was going to my doctor's office.
Where was your doctor?
Right around, you know,
All right, yeah, that's near the intersection to go down Broadway to go to the doctor's office.
yeah.
All right,
And that one I got in Three Rivers was when after I left the doctor, or I went to the doctor and she told me to go to some clinic on the other side of town. That's where I was headed.
who's your doctor?
I'm
Who's your doctor? Do you remember?
here in Three
Yeah.
Rivers, you mean?
Yeah,
What is it?
Dr. Patel? Dr. Patel?
Used to be, way back when I first started going there, it was Patel, and he retired and some lady come in and
All right. Well, I'm gonna give you 6 days jail, credit 6 days. I'll lay you out of jail. I'm gonna give you the minimum allowable fine of $125. Put you on a payment plan.
do I set that, can I set that up for it automatic taken out of my,
Yes,
because my thing ain't working too good on remembering.
all right. On the no proof of insurance, the fine is $150. It's part of payment plan. Total is $275. You also have an unpaid ticket. Driving without due care and caution. So you owe a total of $405. I'm gonna give you a bus pass to get back to Three Rivers. I'd like him to set up his payment plan right now while he's here. So I don't know if I need to. Why don't you take him out to the conference room rather than, I'm gonna have my staff meet with him right out here.
Okay.
And,
To do that, I need to get my wallet where I got the.
all right, then what you need to do is you need to contact the court when you get home and set up a payment plan.
Can I hope I can do that over the phone.
Yes, I think so.
Am I gonna get out of jail when I go back?
Yes, you are.
Can I then not bring it right
Yeah, you
from
can.
there to here
Yes,
and then do that?
Yes.
Like you said,
that'd be very good.
that would.
All right, you're good to go.
Oh, maybe.
You need to stop driving. I can't fix it.
I wish I could. But like I said, I normally I don't do that, don't drive. Because I got a homeless man, he's got a driver's license and he drives me around.
Well, that's a
But
good
when
plan.
he gets wacky on that smoke of that shit, I don't trust him.
Well, keep him straight enough to get you where you need to go.
Yeah,
All right, you're good to go.
thank you.
It's the courtroom, Lyle. It's the Courtroom Files Live. It is Wednesday. Good morning, everybody. Hanging out with Judge Middleton as he waxes poetically about various things, gives us his sagely advice. And,
How are we doing over there? Not as comfortable as sitting.
Now, we're going to lose Judge Middleton at the end of next year, so, it's kind of good to get out and check out what's going on with Judge Middleton as often as possible. So we're going to miss old Jeffrey here. So, and all of his stories and his song lyrics and everything else that he gives us every day. So let's hang out with Judge Middleton for a little while longer and see where this goes.
Well, I don't like to have everybody else get sick. We took care of Mr. Downer.
I would watch it in my car on my phone.
Hi.
Hi, Miss Abby asked me to give this to you.
What are we doing with him? Why don't we bring in Mr. Summy?
162, 132.
Miss
Go
Abby.
ahead, bring in Sunny.
All right. Let's start this.
He's gonna bring him in, sir.
All right, very good. I guess this was as good a day as any to have all these pre-trials. We didn't have that many arraignments. And I've got time to deal with these, and so that's fine. Yes. Good morning, Mr. Summy.
Good morning. A long time.
Yes, at least to see you in person. I've seen you by Zoom. Let's take care of this stuff. I've been here. I just let one guy out of jail. Let's see if we can get you to get moving on here. All right, these are two files in the matter of People versus Joshua Summy. Mr. Summy, you got 4 days jail credit. In file 252339, you're charged with no insurance. Under the insurance code, the prosecutor's gonna dismiss that charge, which is gonna save you $350. You're also charged with driving suspended. That's a very common offense. It's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Carries 2 points and it requires that your license be suspended. It is suspended. You're wanted in another jurisdiction. I think it's Indiana.
Yeah.
And you'd like to get to Indiana and take care of that. All right, anybody threaten you to get you to plead to that driving suspended charge?
No, sir.
Other than the fact they're dismissing no insurance for a plea to that, did anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to it?
No, sir.
All right, you and I have discussed this before, but let me tell you once again, by pleading guilty, you give up your right to have a trial. That will not be a trial. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand yourself and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to, because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand all that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Were you driving a car here in St. Joe County on November 1st?
Yes.
Let's take a look. Where were you going?
I was actually on my way to the Secretary of State, believe it or not, but I flipped that car, I don't know, 7 or 8 times.
Oh my.
I was laying in the middle of the road. I don't know how I'm not hurt. I have no idea, but
God looks out for certain people.
yeah, it seems like he looks out for me a lot, huh?
He's been looking out for you extra, I think.
Yeah.
How'd you do that? 9 o'clock in the morning on M66?
Well, this car had bad front tires. I knew that, but yeah, I went out and I just lost control. I hit a culvert and over I went into a field.
All right, I'm gonna order 4 days, credit 4 days. Minimum fine is $125 or 2 days. Get swallowed up. What, you're wanted by what jurisdiction? LaGrange?
Noble County.
Oh, yeah,
for
you
child
told me.
support. I didn't know I had that warrant. I think it was issued that day or day before.
All right, well, I'm glad you're still here to talk about it. You know, a scratch on you. What kind of car was it?
It was a little tiny Ford Fusion.
Boy, well, kudos to Ford. The
airbags didn't go off.
They didn't go off? You
No,
had your
no.
seatbelt on?
No,
You didn't have your seatbelt
no, I
on?
went out the back window.
I tell everybody, if you're driving around with a suspended license, wear your seatbelt. God was looking out for you. All right, Mr. Summey, if you pay $125, you can get out. I'm gonna put in here, may be released to Noble County. We did the waiver of extradition already. All right, sir, you're good to go. Good luck to you.
It's the Courtroom Files Live. It is Wednesday. Good morning. Let's take a trip down toward Texas, and let's say good morning to Judge Stevens.
Turn your phone off. I can see your phone on. Your phone is on.
Turn
Turn it
that
on,
phone off.
please. Thank you. Carlina Solomon. That's you? 24 CR 1361. You are here with Mr. Attorney. You are attorney and the state's attorney. You were charged with a 2nd-degree felony of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, which carries with it up to 20 years in prison. It's an announcement.
Yeah, yes, sir. I really haven't had a chance to talk to her this morning. Can I get like 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's a year.
Yes, sir. I think we're probably going to put it on the trial docket, but I'm going to confirm it with her.
Okay. Who is this LeVar Menifee?
I'm not in person. Yeah, I get this.
Oh,
That's great.
Yes, Your Honor. He lived at an apartment complex next to her.
you don't have a romantic relationship with the man or anything?
Oh, no.
Okay, is he still around? You can't have any contact with him. Do you understand? Was he a street person? Or
No, Your Honor. Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Somebody sustained stab wounds.
My sister.
He confronted with the question Facebook, social media. The rest of the end, wish to file charges.
Yeah, I can. That's how the test. Yeah.
What's the name of this house?
Prince Hall. Is it
Prince Hall Apartments? You got stuff in. We got a trial in Port Arthur. Right now, stabbings.
Yes, sir.
In the middle of that. Not good for this. Chamber of Commerce. Nonetheless, what state, you have anything to say on this? It's an announcement, what?
No, Your Honor, I believe we've made an offer and shared the discovery.
Does she have a criminal history at all? State, does she have a criminal history at all?
I know she has another, let me check. She has another case pending.
You don't want to say anything. You might say something that.
I don't see any right here. I don't see any.
Talk to him before you say anything when we're on the record. If you say something, it's in the records forever and you can't take it back.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Talk to him later.
They're having a conversation. You and I.
I'm looking to verify what his records show. How much?
I don't see any.
Nothing.
Prior history.
There is not showing anything.
No, Your Honor.
So
She does have another pending, I think, misdemeanor assault case, but that's it.
for the same event.
No, sir.
Wait, is 2 weeks good?
Yes, sir.
We said no good. We're gonna
Get the receipt over here. Would you have?
Jackie Williams, I think is the way it's pronounced.
It is, and you may be in
Two cases.
for the missed.
Cause numbers 25 CR 151, 152, charged with attempt to take a weapon from an officer and assault on a public service peace officer.
Okay. Judge, I think we're gonna put that on the child off it.
Where is he? In custody?
He's in county too, 'cause he's got the misdemeanors. He wanted to check it because they were calling his names down there a second ago.
Who's the state on this one? Criminal history.
Nothing, I'll pretty defer, just got very little, he got some misdemeanor stuff, but nothing major.
Judge is here, he's in another court, they're going to get him now.
Thank you.
Think he wants an apology, and I'm gonna deal with it.
Let's settle for dismissal. You have to apologize.
Probation.
Okay.
Langston, you got something coming out? huh?
I got Mr. Witz.
Probation.
Yeah, Mr. Witz.
What's that? Where?
I got, yeah, I got Mr. Witz today.
Who? That man?
He's here.
Come on up.
Yeah.
He's an add-on.
Uh-oh, my leg.
Brian West.
Yes, sir, he's present, he's here.
Uh-oh. What's going on here with Mr. West? Add on 25 CR 1157. What about it? What do we have?
Here's a letter that you sent to Avon right away. He removed his GPS device.
Oh.
Condition of his bond.
Right.
You can get him paid for it.
You might.
Where is the GPS device?
It's for John. That's what I decided.
It's what?
For John, seriously.
The people I had got the GPS tracking from, I wasn't paying on it. I missed.
You gotta have it or you go to jail.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have it?
No, I know.
You're going to jail.
But they said I could get it put back on. And I couldn't.
Well, I'm not waiting on you to do that.
I'm not saying I gotta wait. I mean, I could.
No, you're supposed to have a GPS device
Yes, sir.
at the most soon time possible.
Yes, sir.
When did they tell you they could go and get it?
I believe it was Monday.
Oh, yeah, you should have had it Monday.
But they had.
Look, I don't make a deal with you. You're gonna have to follow the directions.
Yes, sir.
Right now, because of your situation being a transient, sorry, we gotta know where you are all the time.
Yes, sir.
There's 7 billion people on the planet. We're not gonna go find you when you don't show up.
Yes, sir. But it's like
I ordered a GPS device. You don't have it, you sit over in the bad spot. Sorry.
They got called me and said that.
You should have paid them. So that's your problem with them. You gotta deal with them, not me. I'm not making deals with you. I'm giving the orders.
I understand, but I'm waiting for my dad.
You understand, then you know how it works. Sit in jail until the GPS device. I'm not gonna let you venture out. You're gonna speak over me, Mr. Rude? She's gotta take everything down, the court reporter, when we're both speaking over each other. She can't take it down, and then we all get in trouble who are speaking over each other. Don't do that. When I speak, stop, and you get a fair opportunity to speak. I ordered a GPS device. You don't have it, you're violating an order of the court you can be held in contempt of court, and I'll revoke your bond, and you will have to sit this out until you can obey the court orders. But everybody has to follow.
I can't put it back on.
Yeah, you should have never taken it off in the first place.
Well, they had payment ticket.
That's your mistake, not theirs.
How is that my mistake?
You didn't pay them.
They called me and told me to take it off.
You didn't pay them, right?
Yeah, but I'm waiting.
Sorry, that's the problem. You've got to figure it out, like we all do when we have financial issues. Sorry, I ordered a GPS device. Now, they can come and get one brought in here in jail, but until you get it on you, I'm not going to release you. Because I ordered this for a good reason, sir.
I understand.
I mean, these.
Doing a fully environment, if you feel it on the file, that goes.
Just I'm poor, I can't afford it. I got a court appointed attorney.
I know, but the grand jury indicted you for a felony offense of theft. And it states that you were burglarizing automobiles in Port Neches at 3:49 in the morning when they caught you. Whose fault might that be? Don't say anything. I don't want you to say anything. I'm just asking you rhetorically. So don't make us feel bad that you can't get it. But you can see when you're out and about at 3:40 in the morning, allegedly burglarizing and vehicles in Port Neches, and you are a transient, then we've got to have a way of making sure we know where you are. And when you don't pay, you lose some of these freedoms.
I can't pay this.
He has failed to keep his court-ordered GPS monitor on. He does not check in every week. Yeah. All right. Your bond is revoked. You were taken into custody. Do you need a copy of this? It shows the reasons that they just didn't do it for failing to pay. It didn't check in regularly as well. Here, make a copy for Langston, please.
Well, thank you.
I find it cause to, until he can get the GPS and follow the rules, he's in custody. What are we gonna do?
I think I'm going to take these.
See what you can do about it. Okay.
Let me see if I can do it right.
Thank you.
I'll email it over to you. Once I have it.
Let me see if I can do that.
Okay.
Hey.
Well, Judge Stevens is feeling a little bit spicy this morning, so I think we'll stay here. We'll hang out with Judge for a while in Jefferson County, Texas. Judge West, her stream has been on for like 12 hours, but the courtroom is empty at this time. So far, no sign from Judge Boyd, so this is our only Texas outlet for the moment. Although maybe we'll go to El Paso Jail Court later. We'll see what's going on there. In the meantime, let's see if there's another contestant coming on down for Judge Stevens. And if not, we've got another number of other places we can head. I am monitoring, let's see, about 24 courtrooms right now. So we'll see what's going on.
Sign up right now.
Right.
I'm gonna move it right now. But I need them.
John West. John, is this true? Lisa Kala, a defendant, has passed?
That's what we're talking about yesterday, me, you and Lacey. We don't have proof of it yet. We have no reason to doubt it.
Okay, until, well, we can't just verify that we do anything.
That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna pass it for a few weeks for us to get verification.
See, what we had yesterday was a notification for the bondsman based upon someone else telling them.
Right.
And it's apparently being dealt with in Louisiana, which may be hard to get some information. But until then,
yes, I should.
did the state send a motion to dismiss?
No, not yet. No.
Okay.
No. We're not doing that until we get proof, and we need to get documentation of that.
All right.
We don't have.
Well, let me review in a week.
Yeah.
Just to be on the safe side. Mariah Howard.
Yeah, that's gonna be a plea.
Is it ready?
I've sent it to the.
Okay.
I don't know if
Is Mariah in custody?
we don't have it.
Mariah.
She's got a small child with her, so she tries not to keep.
Okay.
Whenever you get ready, she's here and ready to do it. But Business.
Mr. Williams. Chair Judge.
Come on up.
I just got it, I guess. Did you? Yeah, I got her.
That too, okay. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, on Jack, the rear links, one of those 25 CR 151 152 attempting, okay, state jail felony of attempting to take a weapon from a peace officer in like to the second of assault on a peace officer. You were looking at up to 2 years in the state jail on this attempt to take a weapon from an officer on 152. The second degree felony of assault carries with it up to 20 years in prison, which once you get over 10 years, you can't get probation. And you're gonna, an assault.
It's a certain case.
Yeah, it was, is what is alleged here. So these are two serious offenses. Now, today, what's that?
Judge, seeing as how the whole case is, probably need to put it on trial, not if the court doesn't give us no more announcement, we're probably gonna have to try it.
Okay, what's his bond right now? Yeah, Jackie. You still at 3395?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
5,000 for the 050151.
It's stayed on this. Who's that's your, what did you say?
The 0152.
Oh, criminal history? If any? Have you lived in Jefferson County your whole life? Yes. Shall we hang on? Are you appointed? Yes, sir. He doesn't have a indigent form. I see one affidavit here now.
Years probation on resisting arrest.
What was that?
So you figured to identify us back in 2024, looks like.
When?
June.
Is he allegedly committed?
This is December, isn't it?
Yeah, in December. December 8th, 24.
No.
What else does it show?
That's it. Figured ID in the resisting arrest.
Is it deferred or regular?
It just says it's a probation until Simpson deferred.
Is it misdemeanor? You said?
It's resisting.
Yep.
Ma'am?
It's clear.
Yeah. The figured ID and a resisting all the same.
How long did you stay in jail?
I didn't have a week. I bonded out.
No, you didn't. Not that. You wouldn't bond out from a sentence.
I don't know.
Yeah, he must be thinking.
You talking about this one?
He's probably thinking about this.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm talking about those two that we're talking about, those misdemeanors. How long? Do you remember how long you saw?
I was home, well, basically.
No.
Yes. You never went to jail?
No, sir. I was probation. The
District's already timed. When you arrested, you moved to jail.
Well, how long is your probation?
When I was first arrested, it was like,
How long is your probation?
Well, it was for a year. It's supposed to be expired by now.
No, I don't think there could no.
I'm gonna look and see if there's a motion.
Well,
It's the failure to ID looks like it has an MTRP and then there's two newer ones.
Those are probably related to this case.
but when was he put on probation? Because if he's put on probation for a year,
I can grab up, I can see.
this was indicted in February, which alleges a December 8th to December 8th events.
Reads, MTRP was done December 24th, 24. He had court today.
Hold on. He was placed on probation when?
It looks like 12/24/24.
No, that's when he got this off then too. Placed on
Okay.
probation.
They did an MTRP poll.
Yeah. Probation was back in June of 2024.
Okay, all right.
They reopened it.
So he was on probation when he allegedly committed these two. And you said there's a motion filed?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Misdemeanor.
Did you know that? Brent, you
Yeah,
gotta look into that.
I'm looking at the motion follows the.
Okay, so there are motions too. You should have been summoned for that too. There's gotta be a warrant out for you for that.
No, I think his court date was done.
Yeah, he's been going to misdemeanor court too. He's been appearing in every one of his court dates.
What's going on in that? Who's your lawyer over there?
I have a lawyer.
You representing yourself?
No, sir, I just haven't been over there. I just been coming here because they
They
put
haven't
them on the
appointed
same
him,
day.
you know. That's why I was.
Okay, so you've got two sets of fires. You've got the probation that you're on. So- And then these.
Yes, sir.
The problem is that you were court ordered to follow terms and conditions of probation. And the very first one is don't commit a crime.
Yes, sir.
That's the very first one. And this is probable cause that you did, which puts us in a bad spot. You're, you were on bond here. You were placed on bond, but you had a history, a criminal history that you were on probation for, and they filed a motion to revoke probation. Yes, sir. You got some fires that are problematic.
I told myself being fake.
And Judge, he has been very involved in that. Good communications with he and his family on this. He's been.
I'm not worried about his communications with his family. I'm more worried about the community and crimes being committed. You got 4 crimes here, right? You were on 2 probations?
No, I was on no probation.
For what?
For the resisting arrest and failure to identify.
That's 2 offenses.
So yes, sir.
He was serving 2 probations for 2 crimes all at the same time.
Okay.
1, 2. 2 things. They don't package them together like that. Those are 2 separate offenses you're on probation for. Now you got these 2 felonies. One of them is a second-degree felony that allegedly you committed. And when were you put on probation again?
Last June.
June 24? Yeah. So after he was on probation. So that's an issue. I mean, you have yeah, well, that's enough to revoke your probation or for the underlying offenses, but you just don't get treated on the new cases with bonds that are not answerable to the fact that you were on community supervision and court supervision for 2 other offenses when it's alleged that these are more serious offenses. All right, what's his bonds?
It was 5,000 for one and then 10,000 for the other.
I guess 5 for the state jail felony and 10.
So 0151.
151 and 152. All right. That's right. Fate, anything to say? Or, I'm going to raise his bond. I'm doubling his bonds on each of these new cases. Sorry, but you were on probation. Court ordered probation and supervision when it is alleged that you committed these new offenses. And number 1, on all bond conditions, don't commit an offense.
Mike, are the revocations, is the MTRP on just these cases alone, or is there something else?
No, those 2 cases, not these cases, the 2 that he had was on.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like they didn't report or anything else of that nature.
Let me look.
I mean, if it's just these 2 cases.
What do you say?
I think we had
Yeah,
probation for
well,
2
it's straight. Well, she's saying
misdemeanors
4.
and then 2 new felonies.
That's what I understand.
Probation, so there's 2 MTRPs with 2 new misdemeanor cases.
He was on probation for a few months when it's alleged he commits these new offenses that the grand jury is just indicting. Well, he just can't sashay out of here without being answerable for.
Judge, he's been here every time.
That's criminal history and
Well,
just
Judge,
part
that's
of the
the point of the
equation.
bond is to him promise to be here. And he's.
Anything else you want to say? His bonds are, I'm gonna treat him like I do everybody else. Like this, your bonds are double. And you have to have a GPS device so we know where you are when you're committing crimes. But that's normal and customary.
Yes.
Do this for every one of them, but on my watch, you're gonna go and you're on probation. I'm answerable to people. I go, what the heck? We're supposed to have a safe community. You're on probation, and then now it's alleged you're committing more serious crimes. Well, that's the audit report. What's the next event? Put it for trial?
Yes, sir.
All right, it's set for trial. Giles, yes, Christopher, Broughton.
All right. Well, that guy's doing the probation shuffle. He's got misdemeanor, probation's going on, and then he picks up new cases. And that's kind of like rule number one, right? When you're on bond, rule number one, don't pick up any new cases, because if you do, it's going to result in trouble. All right, let's head up to, or head over to, I guess, up from Texas, Kansas.
Starting with
looks like Judge Webster's got the old Hollywood squares going on here. So let's see what's happening in Butler County,
We are on the
Kansas.
record in BU 2025 TR 2270, State of Kansas versus Aiden Scott Reyes. Jared Regier appearing for the state. Mr. Reyes, you are Aiden Scott Reyes, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Reyes appearing in person and pro se. Mr. Reyes, you are here today on one count of driving a vehicle without registration. I just talked about that at length with each of the two before you today. That is an unclassified misdemeanor. The penalty could be a fine as high as $1,000, and it could have a jail sentence 30 days to 6 months with probation a possible option. Count two, you're charged with failing to yield to an emergency vehicle. That is a traffic infraction. It does not carry jail time, but there is the possible scheduled fine that if you're convicted, it will be the scheduled fine up to $195 or scheduled at $195. Now, are you going to hire an attorney, apply for court appointed, or waive your right and represent yourself, sir?
I'm going to represent myself.
You understand that you do have the right to hire an attorney, and if you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can apply to see if you qualify for court appointed.
Yes, ma'am.
And knowing that, you wish to waive your right and represent yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is anyone making you do this?
No, ma'am.
All right, then you'll have a paper there to look at that the officer is going to give you to read that confirms everything I just said and confirms that you wish to waive.
read that. Something. Read and signed, Judge.
Mr. Reyes, I don't know if both your charges qualify for diversion. They might. Do you want to look into diversion? Or do you want to
Yes,
pursue?
please.
All right, I will enter a not guilty plea to give you time to do that. Go to their website and look into it. And if you're not diverted, then you will need to be back at that date, Jen, of January 28th at 9.
Yes, Your Honor.
January 28th, 9 a.m. You must be back here at that date and time unless you're diverted. Do you need any more information about the diversion that we've gone over, Mr. Reyes?
No, ma'am.
All right, then. You haven't made a bond yet, Mr. Reyes? It doesn't look like it. Did they summons you in?
Yeah.
Showed up at your door with or did they give you a citation? Let me look here.
They just gave me a citation.
All right, because they did not arrest you at the site, I'm gonna need you to talk to the officers about getting your picture and prints taken, unlawful registration. No, I'm not, because that's an unclassified misdemeanor, so. I'm just gonna order that you be back at that date and time, and if you don't, that could be contempt of court, and you could still end up with an arrest warrant.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so either be diverted or be back here.
Got their card?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
Okay, the next one I have, last name Simmons, first name Dean, and he will be processed.
What was that name again, please?
Last name Simmons with an S. Simons, Simmons.
How does he pronounce it? It's,
How do you
Sorry.
pronounce your name?
Simon.
Simons.
okay, we will be on the record in BU 2025 TR 2257, State of Kansas versus Dean Everett Simons, County Attorney Jared Regier for the state, the defendant in person and pro se. Mr. Simons, you're charged with one count of driving while suspended after a prior conviction. That prior conviction would move this from a B to an A misdemeanor. The punishment could be up to a year in the county jail, and the fine could be up to $2,500. Again, that's an A misdemeanor, the highest of misdemeanors. Do you want to have an attorney represent you in this matter, sir? You can hire or apply or waive and represent yourself.
I was hoping that I could speak with the prosecutor if that was at all possible.
Well, you could, but they usually want to do that either through your attorney, or if you're not going to have an attorney, have you acknowledged that in writing on the record?
Not that I know of. I didn't know who I needed to talk to about that.
All right, so you want to waive your right to an attorney
Yes.
and talk to the county attorney on your own behalf? Did I
Yes.
understand that right? Okay. Now, in order to waive, I need to make sure you understand that you do have the right to hire any attorney of your choice. And if you cannot afford to hire an attorney, you can apply and see if you qualify for court appointed. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
But do you want to waive those rights and exercise your right to represent yourself?
Yeah.
And is anyone making you waive your right to an attorney?
No.
All right, then if you'll please read the paper that the officer just gave you and make sure you agree with it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if you'll sign that indicating that you agree, and
Read and signed, Judge, read and signed.
thank you, then I will have the record reflect both in the docket notes and the journal entry that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to counsel on the record, both orally and in writing. Now then, Mr. Simons, do you want to plead not guilty and set this for trial? Do you want to plead guilty, admitting the charge and proceed to sentencing? Do you want to plead no contest? That means you don't want to admit the charge, but you don't want to deny it and take it to trial. Even though you're not admitting the charge, you would still be found guilty, and we would proceed to sentencing today. Or do you want some time to look into diversion for this?
Could I possibly look into diversion on it? What do I need to do for that?
I said that, but now that I have, I'm not sure they will divert a second one. Mr. Regier, do you want to be heard on that?
Your Honor, the state's information is that information concerning diversion can be found on the Butler County website.
Yeah, it can be found on the website. But I can tell you, Mr. Simons, I don't think they will do that. But I will certainly give you time if you want to look into that to see if they will divert a second DUI or driving while suspended or not.
Okay. Well, then, I mean, what would I be looking at?
Well,
Okay, I'll just look into a diversion.
Okay,
And then-
diversion would keep it off your record. I'm almost certain they don't do a second, but I want you to have the chance to look at that and not take, I don't want to be representing you on it. So I'm going to enter a not guilty plea and set this over for diversion, January 28th, 9 a.m. Now, Mr. Simons, if they don't have diversion for second time driving while suspended, and you decide you want to talk to an attorney before this next court date, but you cannot afford to hire an attorney, come back and get an application and apply for court appointed and see if you qualify. Please do that as soon as you can, don't wait until that court date to come in and say, now I want to talk to an attorney, because that'll just keep dragging this out month after month. My dockets are so full that if I don't hear you today, then it could be months. Well, look at it now. This is only November, but I can't see you again until January 28th. And if you come in on January 28th saying, can I fill out an application for attorney, you're adding more months to it. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
And Your Honor,
Mr. Regier.
the state does wish to be heard on the issue of bond in this case at the appropriate time.
Well, this is the appropriate time because I'm going to bond next. Mr. Regier, your position on bond, it doesn't look like he has a bond.
Your Honor, in addition to booking as required by statute, given the level of the charge for the court, the state is recommending a high bond in this case. Given that the defendant appears in the fashion that he does today, the state is not opposed to an OR bond, but the state is recommending of an amount of at least $5,000. In addition to the prior conviction alleged in count 1 of the language of the information occurring within approximately the last 7 to 8 months, the state understands that this is defendant with a recurring history of traffic convictions. The state, if the court is prepared to accept a proffer from the certified driving record, this is defendant who, in addition to the prior alleged in count 1 of the information, 6 other traffic-related convictions within approximately the last 3 years.
What county is CL? Is that Cali County, Winfield, CLW? You apparently have.
Are you guys talking to me?
I'm talking to you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that is correct.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm bringing that up is because it says you have a speeding charge, driving while suspended, and an ignition interlock. That's a pending case you have that allegedly occurred 9/25/25. Then you have BU 25 TR 2257 that we're here on today, driving while suspended, second or subsequent. Then you have also 23 TR 300025 out of Butler County. That's a speeding case that is unresolved. And then you have BU 23 TR 1374 that you entered a guilty plea on. It looks like you were sentenced on that June 5th for not wearing a seatbelt. And then you have BU 2022 TR 2372 speeding with a disposition date of guilty plea on 19th 22. So I'm bringing this up because you want to apply for diversion, and I want to give you the opportunity to, but I am concerned that with your record, with the state's request for a higher bond than what we normally see, 5 times higher, and I'm just not, and the prior driving while suspended, I'm just not very confident you're going to get diversion. What I can do for you, Mr. Simons, to keep from just delaying this, I can recall your case at the end of this docket after you've had a time to look at that diversion and see if you're still interested in it.
I just go ahead and proceed to like sentencing it. That's
Well, you could, but you might also want to talk to the attorneys in the other cases if you have them in the other counties and see how you might need to negotiate these to keep your driver's license. Because sometimes if you get enough of these violations, the Department of Revenue Motor Vehicles revokes your license for up to 3 years and you can't get it back. So do you want to talk to an attorney, either in this case or in the other ones? I'd be happy to look and see if you qualify for court appointed.
I'd prefer not to. I don't know. I have work and I work 14 hours a day and I don't really have time to be talking to an attorney and dealing with all this all the time.
Well, if you lose your license for 3 years, are you going to be able to have your work?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how do you want to proceed? I will give you time to look into that diversion or talk to an attorney. I will continue this to January 28th or I can proceed today, but I don't want you to make any rash decisions that you're gonna regret later on.
Can I just, I'll see if I can talk to an attorney, I guess, or
Yeah, okay, do you think you can afford to hire an attorney?
doubt it,
All
but I
right,
can probably figure it out. Always do somehow.
well, let me see if you qualify. Where do you work?
I work at Diesel Doctors, Wichita. It's in Wichita.
What do they pay you per month?
Do what?
How much does Diesel Dockers pay you each month? What's your monthly take?
I don't know. It varies, to be honest. I get it's probably somewhere between like 25 to 3.
At the most 3,000 a month, okay. And are you married or single?
I'm single.
Do you have any minor children that you support?
No.
Do you pay rent or a mortgage?
Yes.
How much per month? Mhm. And do you pay any utilities on top of that?
Yes.
How much per month for gas, trash, sewer, water, all of that combined?
It varies between 50 to 50.
Do you have any cell phones or any other expenses like credit card payments, bank payments, vehicle payments, insurance?
I have a loan payment.
How much is that per month?
It's $650.
Any other expenses?
Our insurance.
How much is that per month?
300. And then I also have my Intoxilon, which is another 150 a month.
Okay. That counts. Do you have payments to other courts that you're making for anything?
Yes.
How much per month for that?
Yeah, I think I normally give them like $100.
Okay. Any other expenses you can think of?
No, not really.
These aren't the kind of things you want to really leave out. Did you give me your cell phone payment if you have one?
Oh yeah, I do. It's around 50 something dollars a month, $60 a month.
Well, and you're a single man with no obligations to any other dependents?
No.
You're very close to the guideline. There aren't any other expenses that you owe? You have to pay gasoline to drive to work or anything like that?
Yeah.
Do you know what that might come to per month?
It's probably honestly like 600 a month just in gas. And then food.
You have food, clothing, personal items.
Yeah. I probably spend about I think probably 400 a month on that.
Well,
Or 500 a month.
that still keeps you close. I'm going to find that you are at least partially qualified, and I will appoint Attorney Darren Patterson. You'll have to pay some of his costs back, but you won't have to put them up front. And the fees will be based on your abilities to pay from what you've told me now, or in what they might be at time of sentencing, if you're sentenced. But Darren Patterson, go across the street. His office is across the parking lot, and his phone number is 316 322-7700. And give him your case number and what you're looking at. Give him your court date. That's January 28th. Is that a Monday by chance, Jenna? We probably better give him a Monday for Mr. Patterson.
Your Honor, it is not a Monday, but I can do January 12th for a Monday.
You said January what, 12th?
12th, yes, ma'am.
All right, you'll need to be here January 12th. Mr. Simons, change your court date to January 12th. Not 9 a.m. In fact, it'll be 8 a.m. It won't be 9. Mr. Patterson, it's January 12th at 8 a.m.
And Your Honor, he signed that waiver of counsel. Do we just want to
void that? If you'll just write void on that. Deputy, if you want to write void on that and turn that in his application for counsel.
Pardon me?
If you want to write void out or on that document, write void.
You want me to just
write void.
tear it up?
No, why don't you just write void?
Okay.
We probably better keep a record that he did do that. But thank you. All right, so go over there and talk to Mr. Patterson, and he can help you decide on that issue of whether you qualify for diversion. He can do any negotiations with the county attorney for you to see if there's something more positive of an outcome for you. Because I'll tell you what, it's a really bad thing if you get your license revoked for 3 years. You just don't realize until you're there, from what I've seen with folks. 3 years without a valid driver's license, trying to get to and from work, support a family, yourself. That's a big deal. And everybody thinking about that when you're out there violating traffic laws, and you could be in that position pretty quickly. Yeah. All right, Mr. Regier, anything you want to be heard on at this point?
Your Honor, given that the court has appointed the public defender to this case, the state would respectfully suggest any communications to my office should be through the public defender. The state would renew its request for a ruling on the issue of bond as well as booking.
Tell me again your reasons for wanting such a high bond.
Your Honor,
the priors primarily.
And the fact, Your Honor, that this is a defendant who the amended information refers to a prior conviction for the same offense within approximately the last 7 to 8 months, as well as pursuant to the certified driving record. This is a defendant who has at least 6 additional traffic-related convictions within the last 3 years, approximately. Additionally, while the state has no knowledge to any ongoing pending matters in other jurisdictions, the state does consider the observations previously made by the court to be relevant on the issue of the court ordering an appropriate bond in this matter.
Okay, yes, I think that 5,000 OR is appropriate. Now, I can appoint Mr. Patterson to your 23 TR 3000025 because that is an infraction only. But mention that to Mr. Patterson so that maybe he can deal with that in negotiating this case or dealing with this case.
Okay.
What's the status of that? Does he still have time to he still has time to pay on that, doesn't he? November 3rd. Okay. Yeah, tell Mr. Patterson that that's November 3rd of 23 for speeding, and let him see if there's anything he wants to suggest to you on that.
How much, when was that? Like, how much is it, do you know?
As the offense date was October 3rd of 2025. Oh, wait, that's not speeding. That's the one we're here on today. The speeding one was November 3rd, same day.
Probably my luck.
November 3rd. No, it was November 3rd. It was just a few days ago. Did you get one just a few days ago for speeding?
No.
Well, let me put that back. Okay, I'm November 3rd, 2023. You got that November 3rd.
2 years ago?
2 years ago. Why is his license not suspended, or is it? That's why you keep coming to court on driving while suspended. I'm going to presume because you haven't taken care of that ticket.
I didn't even know I had a ticket in this county still.
You better talk to Mr. Patterson because you've got yourself in a bit of a bind here, it looks like. But that's probably why you, well, hang on a minute. Let me make sure we've got all your cases here. 25 TR 2257 is driving while suspended second. But then you've got something in Cali County off in state of September 25th of 2025 for speeding, driving while suspended, and ignition interlock. So somewhere you've apparently picked up a DUI.
No, I didn't pick up a DUI. It's because I didn't have I just purchased my truck that I had bought, and I had had it for like literally 2 days and got pulled over 2 days before I had my ignition interlock installed into it. But I since have it installed and everything.
All right, but you don't get an ignition interlock requirement without a DUI somewhere in the history.
Yeah, that happened back in 20.
Well, get over to your attorney as soon as he's appointed. Get over there today and give him your contact information, because you have a lot going on here, Mr. Simons. It could have a big impact.
Yes, ma'am.
Not a good impact. All right. But the court is going to, let me see, let me remind myself, did you have a bond? Okay, he needs to have a bond. And that's why we're going to order that you set up a bond of 5,000 OR. And the condition is that you reappear January 12th, 8 a.m. with Mr. Patterson. Anything else, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, if the court is likewise ordering booking and processing as required by statute, in addition to the bond, the state has nothing further.
Looking in, I consider them one and the same, booking, processing, and bond. Deputy, question?
No.
All right, thank you.
Go across the street and give me your information.
Okay.
All right, there's a lot going on there. First of all, there's the numerous traffic infractions, the DUI, the fact that this guy apparently, he doesn't care about traffic laws. He's speeding all the time. But I don't even care about any of that. What kind of time warp is Kansas in where somebody pays $800 a month in rent? That's the part that I was stuck on in that case. $800, and he pays, what did he say? $50 a month for a cell phone. Whoa, what? I think I might need to move to Kansas, Michelle. I don't know. There's something very strange is going on. All right. Speaking of places, well, maybe I wouldn't want to move to necessarily, but let's head there anyway. Let's go to Louisiana. It's the Louisiana Board of Pardons and Paroles. This was exciting yesterday. Let's see what's happening here today.
Mute still.
We're ready.
There you go. Would you, Mr. Jenkins, would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and your DOC number, please.
Leroy Jenkins, 713024.
All right, and you have counsel this morning. Counsel, would you introduce yourself, please?
Good morning. My name is Claire Rubion on behalf of Mr. Leroy Jenkins.
Okay, thank you. And we have there with Mr. Jenkins at Angola, we have other members of the legal team, Sarah Clement and Katie Mino. And on Zoom, we have Mr. Andrew Hundley with the Parole Project. We do have some folks in opposition here with us in Baton Rouge. We have Beverly Trask, Elizabeth Trask, Kieran Peralt, Cheryl Trask-Say, Jean Kitchen, Jack Trask, and on Zoom, Jack Trask, Arthur Kitchen, Don Peralt, and William McGee. We also have on Zoom Morgan Trask and John Trask, and we also have the district attorney from West Feliciana Parish. So, Mr. Jenkins, I'm going to read some identifying information into the record, and I'm going to ask you to verify it, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Freeman, seated to my right, because your case has been assigned to him. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Mr. Jenkins, you're classified as a second felony offender. You're currently serving a life sentence. You were sentenced, you have a sentencing date in East Feliciana Parish, December of 2013 for first-degree murder. You received a life sentence. Then in West Feliciana Parish in September of 1983, simple escape type 1, you received a 2-year sentence. Your parole eligibility date was June 17th of 2022. Is that information correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Ms. Freeman?
Okay, all right, Mr. Jenkins, tell me, what did you do to get yourself put in prison? And a little bit about when you escaped, and then tell me why you think you're ready to get out today.
I went across Mr. Trask's property and things didn't go well. So I wound up shooting him, and it's been gnawing me ever since. I'm very sorry for doing such a thing. And I said that will never happen again.
Why did you go?
Look like it to be alright. Okay. I really in my mind that I was right about that, but it looked like I couldn't receive it. But that's the way it looked to me. So I shot him, and he fell. His wallet fell on the ground, and I seen it. I went over and grabbed it and took off running. And that's my such a thing. I can say this much: what happened then would never happen again. God had forgiven me already, but I asked the Trask family to forgive me for trespassing in the first place. If I hadn't went on Mr. Trask's property, things wouldn't have went that way. And young, ignorant, and butt-headed, or whatever you want to call it, that was. And I wish I could tell the Trask family to forgive me for that. I know it's a hard pill to swallow, and I've been really searching to still find an answer, but even now, after all these years, it's even stronger now, just like it was then. It's just a change in faces, I would say. And but the hurt is still there.
He also asked you why you escaped. Can you speak to why you escaped, the escape?
Oh, okay. They was I was put here when the prison was crazy. Everybody had a knife, and it would best be you better have that knife on you ready. And I said I wasn't gonna stay here. All that was going on, raping, killing, and they just threw me to the wolves. So I said, ain't no way I'm gonna stay here. And one I guess it was morning, I think it was. I seen a clear opening, and some heads were turned the other way. I went across that ditch, and there was a guy with me. I didn't want him because I thought he was going to slow me down, but he kept up with me, and I'm not exactly sure how I got to Baton Rouge, and catching that bus. It just, to New Orleans. It was a remarkable thing that what happened. And today I can't even explain it. The impossible things that went on during that escape. And it looked like it wasn't an escape. The door just opened for me. And I just walked through. I should have never left the prison grounds, knowing that I had a life sentence. But y'all have to forgive me. I just couldn't sit still, and I know I was gonna have to use my knife, because they be those headhunters. They don't, if you're young, they don't care where you come from, who you are. They come to get something. And so I left before that happened.
How long were you there before you left?
How old?
How long was you at Angola before you left?
I think it was 1972 or 73. I think it was. Yes, sir.
It was about 10 months, I believe.
Okay. All right.
And then to answer, he asked you a third question, Roy, that I want to make sure that you address. When you came back in '83, you've been here for almost over 40 years since. Why should they let you out today? Why should you get out?
Okay. I think I have over these. I'm 70 years old, and I didn't realize I was that old. I was thinking I was around late 50s, early 60s, and looked like that's the way I feel about it. But I'm looking to get parole back into society with your blessings. Sorry, I haven't, I've been acting crazy, but this parole committee, I asked them to please give me a parole. In fact, parole me out to the parole project. They have a good record of patients that they have, and I've been connected with them for the past 10 years or so, and each time they come, they always put me on the list, and they have been coaching me, and it's been going good. So I ask you to parole me out to them, to their care. And I believe from that point, as far as a plan to work, I had even went that far, helping them washing cars, even trying to get a job at the hospitals, sweeping up washing dishes. It doesn't matter to me. I know I still have the stamina in me to do some more work and make a nice living for myself. That's all I have.
All right. Okay, well, let's move on. I'm gonna ask you some more specific questions when we come to the interview part. Mr. Hundley at the Louisiana Parole Project.
Andrew Hundley with Louisiana Parole Project, appearing today to confirm to the board that if Leroy is granted parole today, that he would be a client. We've accepted him for our residential reentry program. As Leroy mentioned, we've been seeing him for quite a few years, speaking to him as we do other people who are incarcerated that are parole eligible about what to expect when they come home, and what our program would look like for him. Obviously, because of his age, we would suggest, and because of what his resources are, he would be a long-term client in our program. We would commit for the long term, keeping him in our program, providing him with access to our staff social workers, and he would also be assigned a reentry specialist and peer mentor to work with him, along with our programming and other services. But because of his record over the last several decades, and because of his age, we believe that if he were to be released, he would have no problem with fitting in to our program, transitioning with our assistance, but just confirming he would be a long-term client in our program if he were to be released. And I stand by ready to answer any other questions you may have about his potential reentry. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, now we're gonna go to the opposition, and I'm sure Mr. Quillen, you want to go last. We will let the DA go last.
Sounds good.
Okay, so first let's go with Miss Beverly Trask.
On behalf of 5 generations of the Eddie Trask family, I thank you for allowing me to speak today. I'm Beverly Trask, and my father, Eddie Trask, was shot and killed by Leroy Jenkins. My mother was up under the steering wheel, driving away as she was chased by Leroy Jenkins, waving a gun in his hand. This happened on Saturday, July the 3rd, 1971. That's 54 years ago, going on 55. It seems like after that length of time that things will get become smooth, but I because Eddie and Gina Trask gave me life. They are the reason I exist. And I would like to tell you what it's like to be a victim. It's life-changing, and it's excruciating to have to go through the number of paroles and different hearings that we have gone through. My father was a very good and honest man. The grandchildren only know him because they were 4 years old. Jack was 8, so he had a few good memories. But they only know of his death and his killing. And what their brothers, my brother, their fathers, my brothers have had to go through these hearings over these years. I'd like to share a story. It's a true story. It was a dream that I had, not recently, several years ago, probably connected to one of these hearings. I had a dream that there was a family gathering, lots of people there. There was food on the table. There was laughter. I walk into a room where there's fewer people, and sitting in a chair is my father. And I was so ecstatic. I said, "Dad, you're alive." And I said, "Where have you been all these years?" And he said to me, he said, "This was all made up. It was a mistake. Dreams have funny ways of helping people." But I woke up and I realized that this was not a dream, it was not a mistake. The actions of Leroy Jenkins, as described by my mother in this 1984 cleansing letter, described Leroy Jenkins hiding in a ravine with a stocking over his head and floating gun. He was waiting for them to return from town where my dad had just cashed his Social Security check. And so Leroy Jenkins knew he had money in his pocket. In my mother's letter, she said, my daddy said, "What is it that you want?" It was exactly the same thing he had said 2 days before when Leroy Jenkins was peering into their window of the train. My daddy says, "What is it you want?" If Leroy Jenkins said, "Give me your money," he would have. I think he would have just given him. But instead, he chose to shoot. He shot him once here and in part. He was a good aim. I don't know what else to tell you on behalf of my father, my mother, people that are here today. I earnestly and heartfeltly ask parole not been given to Leroy Jenkins. This is not done out of any kind of hate or revenge. It is simply because this is what my family, my mother thought. Our society and our legal system designated it as a consequence of killing someone. I want to thank the parole board. This is a letter that my mother wrote. She was an eyewitness. She wrote this in 1984 when Leroy Jenkins was brought back after being escaped from prison for 9 years. The only reason he is in prison is not because law officials were good for him. It was because he applied for a job as a security officer and he was fingerprinted and fingerprints matched. That's the only reason he's in prison. I want to thank the parole board because this letter was written by my mother. These are the facts of that day. She was a first grade school teacher and she wrote the truth. I also want to tell you that because of all the court proceedings that happened, that were extorted in Clinton, and bad weather came, and all of those were restored. So there's no records of the truth when Leroy Jenkins actually confessed. So thank you for this, and I appreciate the time and appreciations.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Okay, next we will go to Cheryl Trask Say.
I'm Cheryl Trask. I am the granddaughter of Edward Trask. And I was just a kid when this happened. But I can remember my parents just grieving and crying and just asking me a minute. And I'll never forget that day. My dad was crying. He kept repeating. He didn't ask. He didn't ask. He didn't ask for the money. He just shot him. This whole thing was not necessary. He chose to shoot him. He came with a mask, came with a gun. He had all the options to just ask for the money and leave. I don't think that was his intentions. My grandparents had just spent the night at our house the night before because Leroy Jenkins had been prowling around up there and they were afraid to spend the night there. There's a trailer. So this property is like 83 acres. You don't just walk across this house. You have to make an effort. There was banging on the side of the trailer. My grandmother was at the kitchen sink and she saw Leroy Jenkins outside looking in. Just terrified her. She didn't want to go back. So they were afraid to spend the night there. So they came to my house. And so the night had been stalking them. And they even called the sheriff. That didn't do any good. He kept coming back and I don't know why. I don't know why. Boom. And then he saw them in town and took advantage. He knew that they were going to be going to the grocery store, so he met him at their house with a mask and a gun. And his intentions were obviously to do harm. Because my grandfather asked, "What do you want?" He didn't ask for the money. His intentions were to harm. And so I would not trust him. He can be manipulative, he can be conniving. He makes it sound easy to escape from Angola. It's not easy to escape from Angola. He's conniving, he's manipulative. I wouldn't trust him. We spent our whole life with him out. It was like my childhood. I was just afraid that he would show up again. He was stalking my grandparents. I was afraid that he would come back and stalk us some more. There was just this, I was just raised with this fear and this sadness and this grief that just people had to tell me about my grandfather. So unfortunately, I was very young. And I didn't have a lot of memories. I do have some and I cherish them, but people would always come to me and tell me these wonderful stories about my grandfather and how generous he was and how encouraging he was. And I just wish that Leroy had given them a chance to hand over the money. He didn't. And my fear is if he gets out again, I don't trust him. I would not feel safe. Whenever he escaped the first time, he didn't just catch a bus. He held me hostage. He left that part out.
Yes.
And he's making it sound easy, but it's not. And I just don't trust him. I don't trust his intentions. I know in the past paroles, he's mentioned about how he's a good Christian man now. That's great. I'm a Christian also, and he's asking for forgiveness. I have really struggled my whole life with forgiveness because this man had a really hard lesson with forgiveness. And I've come to terms, you can forgive, but you still have to suffer the consequences of your actions. Forgiveness doesn't erase what you did. And God can use him in jail. That's wonderful. God can use us wherever we are. It doesn't mean that it needs to be out. I just don't feel safe with this man wandering around anymore.
Okay.
I just don't.
Appreciate it. All right, next we will go to Jean Kitchen.
I'm a Christian too. Oh, the only thing I can say, I'm not gonna be as eloquent as speakers, these other two ladies I'm trying to be. But I'm gonna tell you the truth, as I saw it, and I was there from the beginning. First of all, Mr. Eddie Trask was an honorable man. And my brother-in-law, Jack Trask, Mr. Eddie was his hero. Mr. Trask didn't have any vices, just like my brother-in-law. Probably one of the best men I've ever known. I didn't have any brothers. He was my brother. That's the way he treated me. You know, after Mr. Trask was killed, my brother-in-law was never the same. My brother-in-law was a smart man. But he missed his daddy so much. And he couldn't get it off his mind. Somebody had shot his daddy. He was an honorable man. He walked with a cane. He would help anybody. But I noticed the difference. And then years later, on Christmas Eve, Leroy Jenkins escaped. And my brother-in-law was in town and my sister. They lived in Georgia or South Carolina, and I forget where, South Carolina probably. And Christmas Day, me and my brother-in-law started out before daylight and went to different sheriff's substations. There was 4 or 5 of them. It ended up in Angola to see what was being done about catching. My brother-in-law took it hard. My brother-in-law passed away before they caught Leroy Jenkins. So he had to live with the fact that he was escaped and he didn't know where he was and what was happening. I'm not gonna be up here, and I know that I'm not supposed to talk a long time, but I got one thing I want to tell you. The only thing I can go with is my 2 boys. They love Jack. Now, Jack is my brother-in-law. I'm talking about him. He's the one that passed away grieving the whole time about his daddy dying. But my 2 boys love Jack. In fact, my grandson is named after Jack. Well, I was at home, and Mom and Daddy was up there singing about Jack, and he had suddenly become ill. And he passed away, 42 years old. My daddy called me and said, Daddy, Jane, I got bad news. So what is it? He said, Jack just died. So Gene and my 2 boys were gone. So I had to break the news to them. My two boys loved Jack. And Jack was grieving, y'all, I'm telling you. But when they got home, I set them all down. And I told them that their uncle had passed away. My little boy, he just buried his head in his mama's lap. Right. My oldest boy, he locked himself in the back room. I could hear him cry. Wouldn't let me in. Excuse me for crying, but it's so tough. But as tough as it is on me, his grandchildren, his daughter, he suffered way worse than that. And it's never stopped. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now we'll hear from the district attorney, Mr. DeQuilla.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President.
Good morning. My name is Sam DeQuilla. I'm the district attorney for East and West Louisiana Parish. I would like to thank the board and the committee for allowing me to come make a short presentation to you this morning in opposition to the parole eligibility of Mr. Leroy Jenkins. Know the board, committee are familiar with their board policy 7701 POL regarding parole decisions. And I'll go through 1 through 8 of the guidelines just really briefly. First guideline is the nature and consequences of crime. It's a very serious crime. Crime occurred where Mr. Jenkins saw, shot, looked into robbing Mr. Trask, and he killed him. He went to the penitentiary, he served 10 months, and he was escaping the penitentiary under very violent circumstances. Second, the prior criminal record of Mr. Jenkins. I don't know a lot about his prior criminal record. He was younger when it happened. He probably didn't have a long criminal history at that point, but he did escape from Louisiana State Penitentiary. He did take hostages, and he did live away from the penitentiary for over 9 years. The character and background of him, I really don't know a lot about his character and background. The committee or the board will have a lot more knowledge about his character and background than I would. But I can tell you this, I came here a couple of years ago. The Trask family has been in here numerous times. They've been at every proceeding. They have objected in every way they could. I can tell the last time I was here, seeing Mr. Jenkins, he did not show any remorse at that time. Institutional adjustment. His attitude, his rule violations, I'm not aware of a lot of his rule violations. I didn't do an extensive search about his history at Angola, but I know he's here today to request parole eligibility. I am here today to speak on number 5 of the guidelines, and that is the police, judicial, and community attitude toward Leroy Jenkins. Under A, the committee will evaluate and consider information concerning the inmate from community and public officials. That's why I'm here today. And the community is here today. I've spoken to other people in the community, the sheriff, Mr. Talmadge Bunch, he was a past sheriff. Jeff Travis was a past sheriff. Randy McNally was a past sheriff. During my duration as district attorney, I've been district attorney for 23 years in East Louisiana Parish. The factor is given greater weight because the probability that an inmate will succeed on parole is greatly diminished if he will return to a community that has expressed hostility toward him. We are hostile toward him. Parole plan. You got to say he does have a good parole plan. The parole project, I've worked with him in the past. We work with him with individuals need assistance that they are there to help him, but this is not the case to send somebody to the parole project. Program participation, I don't know a lot about his training. It seemed like the last time we were here just a couple of years ago, he didn't have a lot of training. He didn't have a lot of courses that he was taking at Angola. I don't know if he was in the literacy program, but it seemed like he said he was not involved in a lot of programs at that time. I'm sure that's changed now. Because they build and they learn and they know what to do for the next time, but this is still not a case for any consideration on his program participation. Risk assessment, I think he's a risk. He escaped from prison. He took hostages. He brutally shot and killed somebody for no reason at all. I struggle in my position as district attorney. I want to do the right thing. The right thing in this case is to keep him incarcerated and deny his parole eligibility. We represent the families. The families were told that he was sentenced the first time, life without benefit, parole, probation, or suspension sentence. And when you tell somebody something, that means that's the way it's supposed to be. And I know the legislature comes and make different rules, have these different guidelines and rules and parole eligibility and maybe early release and compassion, clemency and things like that. But we represent the families. And if the family comes to me and says, we strongly oppose this, I'm going to stand by them. That's what we're supposed to do. He was awarded freedom. He received his freedom for 9 years. He was living a whole separate life until he got caught again. And after he got caught again, he's coming before the board and he's asking for consideration because he's 70 years old and I can't hurt anybody else. And, I need to be out. Well, they have consequences for your actions. And he has consequences ×2. He committed 2 crimes. I just asked the board and the committee to show some compassion for the family in this matter who have been grieving. They have lived in fear for 10 years. And they just want closure to this. So we are in opposition to the kind of parole eligibility of Mr. Jenkins. Should I answer any questions or?
That's good. Thank you, sir. Okay, Warden, I'm sorry I passed you up, Warden. Ms. Ambo, what you have to tell us about Mr. Jenkins?
I can tell you that Mr. Jenkins has been here a total of 53 years. He's a minimum aid trustee. He's assigned to maintenance. He only had 19 DB reports, his last one being in 2008. He has taken, since the last hearing, he has taken victim awareness letter training, thinking to win life skills. As far as his education level, Mr. Shadowlane believes that he's a legitimate candidate for a waiver of his GED requirement, his inability to complete the TABE test. He's very well mannered and a respectable inmate, said the staff here at LSP.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. How old were you when you committed this crime?
15 years old.
Okay. How is your health? Do you have any health problems?
I hurt my back some years ago.
Okay.
It's recurring. I walk with a cane now. And,
okay. And, so what was going on in your life at 15 years old? What were you doing? Were you drugging? Were you alcoholic or what? Because it looks like you stole the gun that you used to shoot him with.
Right.
So
a kid running wild. That's the only explanation I have. The end result is that I messed around and did the wrong thing. I was using the rifle to hunt with, and I just happened to come through that bit of property, and I came across of it, and Mr. Trans seen me. I took off running. It's just a messed up kid that.
But tell me about this messed up kid. Why was he why was he stalking? Why were you stalking them? Why were you beating on their trailer and walking around their trailer? Because obviously it wasn't your first time on the property.
I went on the property once and didn't go back until I would say a week or so. Maybe I went across his property twice that I can remember. As for beating against the trailer, I have no idea where that come from.
All right, what did you learn from your victim accountability class?
Okay. Speaking with each other, we come to terms with the gravity of that the impact would occur, I should say, the gravity that it would put on the trash. And I had been looking at the films, or I should say DVDs, and one in particular where a young guy, the guy took he held him up. He was about 15 too. And I put myself in his shoes and also the victim. And it hurt my heart that the victim had to go through that much torment, especially when a kid, it was just a kid running wild, no home training, get with other guys and supply.
Can you tell them more what you learned in the victim accountability class?
Okay.
I think you're going a little off course. Let's go back to the victim accountability class.
We're trying to make amends, as I said, to the Trash family. I asked them, please forgive me for the horror that I caused them now and then, especially then. It should have never happened, and I'm very sorry that it did. I should have never been on this property those 2 times. But as I said, I don't know anything about beating on the house. Okay.
What else did you learn in the victim accountability class?
Okay. To continue, victim awareness showed me that living soberly and staying out of harm's way and getting with somebody that has a better report than I had.
Okay. We got that. Okay. Okay, in Chicago, what did you do for the 9 years you were gone? Were you working somewhere?
Yes, sir.
What were you doing?
My first job was a simple washing dishes at a nursing home, and I got through the city's where they supply you with a job and they take the finances out your paycheck, jobs like that. And let's see, my last job was working at a steel company, and that took me a long ways. And I always kept a job when if I decided to move on. That this washing job, the owner told me, he said, you got a long life. He knew what age I was. He said, you got a long ways to go. And at below minimum wages, this is not the place for you. So I decided to go on, and the next day look for another job. I got it, but no problem. They at the time jobs then wasn't it was very easy to get. So I moved on.
And so you worked the whole time you were in Chicago?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
and you had a family?
Yes, ma'am.
And you applied, what did you apply for? Security guard or law enforcement position?
Law enforcement position.
That's why the illegal thing. Okay, I have no further questions. Turn it over to my colleague.
Ms. Farah.
Tell me about your day right now. What do you do every day in prison?
Repair lawnmowers, weed eaters, and anything small engines, which I was gonna get when I get out of here. Open up a little small engine repair shop to earn a living. Probably be doing that even on the side, another job. So I could do my best to keep a job to support myself.
Do you keep to yourself in prison, kinda?
Yes, I do. I've been able to do that for a long while. Just being a loner. My principal, Miss Holloway, she said for the records that I had once before, when I was 15, when I came before the court, she said that I was a loner, and but she was right. After looking at myself, and that's how I've been able to survive, being off to myself, and doing good most of the time.
Thank you. That's it.
So, Mr. Jenkins, you mentioned you have some health issues. Are you followed by mental health
Yes.
on a regular basis?
I would say so, yes, ma'am.
Do you take any medications?
Yes, Elavir for I have a blood pressure problem. That's not uncommon for someone at my age. So,
Hey, let's see. So, Ms. Rubion, would you like to make your presentation?
Yes, thank you. Mr. Jenkins has been here a long time, and the Trask family has been hurting, real hurt for a long time. And we acknowledge that that pain is real, and that pain is not going to disappear in their life. We understand and acknowledge their opposition, and it's understandable, and that opposition deserves respect. Nothing in this process or in Mr. Jenkins' request to be released on parole supervision is meant to minimize their suffering or minimize their loss. What he is here to do is express his accountability, and that is accepting the consequences of what's done and facing him. Granting parole for Mr. Jenkins today does not undo his conviction. It does not undo the time he served or undo the pain he has caused. It is about recognizing that Mr. Jenkins has now faced his actions. I've represented Mr. Jenkins for many years now, and I would encourage this board, if you would have the opportunity to question him again, to ask him about sitting in the victims awareness and accountability class, and for what was likely the first time in his life being given an opportunity to listen to other people in a facilitated setting talk about their crime and the impact that that had on other people. I have seen a shift in how Mr. Jenkins approaches it and thinks about and processes what his actions have caused. He has deep accountability and genuine remorse for what he's done. He doesn't excuse it or minimize it. He has shown his maturity, his rehabilitation, and that he is low risk. He has served very many years, over 40 years since the 80s. He is 70 years old. We know based on his age that he's aged out of criminal behavior. We know that. He's acknowledged his escape. He has pled guilty. He has taken responsibility for that. And he has been a very good inmate since he has been back in Angola, with very few write-ups in the many years that he's been here, with almost 20 years of no write-ups. He's maintained steady employment. He came here as a juvenile, and we know that juveniles' minds are not formed all the way. We know that they are capable of rehabilitation and change, and we see that in Mr. Jenkins. We also know that when Mr. Jenkins pled guilty, that is why, under the 610 changes in the law, Act 544, that he is eligible for parole to honor that bargain that was made under the 10-6 laws. He has a plan. Parole Project has agreed. We have the letter here. You heard Mr. Huntley, to give long-term housing and support to Mr. Jenkins. They have a proven track record of helping transition people out of prison. Mr. Leroy knows, he's been here a long time. He knows that the world looks different and that he will rely on Parole Project to help him navigate that, to get the papers and the housing and the resources. He has the commitment from the Parole Project. He has great remorse and accountability for what happened. Again, we don't minimize the Trask's pain. It is real. It is not going to disappear. But Mr. Jenkins has changed himself, and he has earned the opportunity to live differently and carry his life forward as a parolee outside of the gate. I'm available to ask any questions the committee may have for me. I welcome them.
No questions. All right, thank you, Ms. Rubio. We appreciate it. I think that that concludes our interview, and I believe we're prepared to vote. Mr. Freeman?
Okay, Mr. Jenkins, you had your 9 years out, and you did good while you were out. You wasn't arrested, obviously. But, due to the pain that the victim's family is going through, they escaped and taken hostages, and my vote, strong law enforcement opposition, my vote today is to deny.
Mr. Byron?
I concur with Mr. Freeman for the same reasons. Deny.
Right, Mr. Jenkins, I'm concerned about your understanding of true understanding of the impact that you've had on this family. I appreciate what your attorney said. It looks like you did that victim accountability training just last year in 24, and you weren't real good at describing to us what happened. You say you think what happened. We know what happened. We have all the records. So, based on the opposition we've seen today here with us, and that's in the record by law enforcement, I agree with my colleagues. My vote today also is to deny your parole today. Good luck to you, sir.
Wow. Denied. Well, there you go. That's a denied from the Louisiana Board of Pardons and Paroles for Leroy Jenkins. Why was I laughing so hard at his name? Some of you may not know in this audience. It's an internet meme that's that's 20 years old this year. This goes back. This is before the term meme even was a thing. But let's just for fun. I think it's probably the first time we've ever run anything like this on TCF, right? But there's a game called World of Warcraft. It is still around today, but 20 years ago it was a brand new game. And one of the things that you did in this was cooperatively work with others to do these things called raids, where you'd go through these dungeons and you'd beat a big boss, right? And that required a lot of coordination to do that sort of thing. And it's very important that everybody's on the same page and no one acts recklessly. Well, pay attention to the person that is named Leroy Jenkins in this video clip, because while they're sitting here and strategizing, Leroy has some slightly different ideas as to
a pretty good plan. We should be able to pull
what
it
should
off
go
this
on.
time. What do you think, Abdul? Can you give me a number crunch real quick?
Yeah, give me a sec. I'm coming up with 32.33, repeating, of course, percentage of survival.
Oh, that's a lot better than we usually do. All right, chums up. Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins! Oh my God, he just ran in. Save him!
Oh, geez, stick it clean.
Oh, Jesus. Let's go.
So he just runs in and he decides, and of course, that completely winds up wiping the raid, and everybody dies in that. And you can only do those raids like once a week. So it was a very big thing that happened to that individual. Anyway, that's why I'm laughing at Leroy Jenkins. It's hilarious. It's a 20-year-old meme now. That happened back in 2005. All right. Well, anyway, that's your old gamer millennial deal of the day. Let's millennial/Gen X gamer moment of the day. Let's now head back to Texas. Here's Judge Steve Leroy Jenkins.
It's just
oh goodness
sad. You know, the child shouldn't be. Some of it's are its memories. It's just an infant. I know it's too bad. I just don't want the child to see the in this circumstance. You know, that's just a sad thing. Is this something you can fix?
It's probation, Your Honor.
I know. Can you fix this and do better?
Yes,
Because this child is.
I'm currently going, I'm sorry, I'm currently in school and working also. Everything is problem.
You're here not because of just this one event. How many? I'm looking at paragraph 2. 2 or more prior theft convictions result in subsequently, if you steal a pack of gum,
Yes, sir.
it's a felony the rest of your life. A felony.
Yes, sir.
How many prior convictions of thefts do you have? Don't tell her.
I don't even know.
Probably like 6.
Ma'am?
Like 6.
6? 8.
8, yes, sir.
I'm a stranger to you. I know more about your criminal history than you do. I should not be, you know, because it's too many. These are all thefts. Angelina County, Jefferson County, Harris County. My gosh.
Yeah.
Do not steal.
I know, I'm done with that life. I'm trying to put my life around.
What caused all of this? What? I mean, you've got role modeling right here that you have to show and do. My gosh. God, what's what's the best gift you give to your child? What's the greatest gift you give to them? Good example. Because the child is going to do just what the parent does.
Yes.
They're going to emulate the parent because that's their natural role model. Nature does that to us. My parents, I role model after mine. All of us. Well, you know what your child is.
Yes.
Role modeling. You don't want to role model in the worst way.
I know you.
Fix this. This is dishonesty. Thou shalt not steal. It's in the good book. It's in the penal code. So it's not like we're ignorant about what our requirements are. Live honest. Harm no one. Give each person respect.
Yes, sir.
In 24 CR 1004, does the defendant Mariah Nicole Howard waive a formal reading of the indictment and arraignment? Can we proceed in summary?
No, because we're pleading the other case. That's the one we're going to face.
Supposed to be, chronological sequence. We're jumping to chronological step. All right, 25 CR 1350. You were Mariah Nicole Howard. This one.
Yes, sir. That's the one.
All right. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of the indictment and arraignment? Can we proceed in the summary in this case?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
In this one, ma'am, paragraph 1 alleges that on or about July 31st of this year, 2025, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed theft. It looks like clothes. And paragraph 2 goes on to allege that you have 8 prior theft convictions out of Harris County, Angelina County. Is paragraph or these allegations in paragraphs 1, and these are convictions of clothes. Are these allegations in paragraphs 1 and 2 all true and correct?
Yes, sir.
And are you guilty of these allegations in each paragraph?
Yes, sir.
These are state jail felonies. This is a state jail felony, rather. And it means convicted, you face no less than 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail. And a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
An agreement has been reached. Was that you, John, or the judge?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. After a couple of days of trial, that's what I start sounding like.
An agreement has been reached where you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 2 years in the, this can't be right, the systems. confinement in the county jail.
Oh, I put in the wrong one, I
A
think.
misdemeanor thing.
No. It should be 2 years in state jail. I might just put it on the wrong spot.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be 2 years state jail, probated or 5.
You would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 2 years in the state jail. That would be suspended. You would be placed on regular probation for 5 years. You would, there would be terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary for this type of offense. You must pay restitution back in the amount of $161.20. The quicker you pay that back, the quicker this gets dismissed.
Can I take you today?
Talk to him. Yeah, talk to him. They've got to set up the file, but the quicker you pay it, the quicker I'll dismiss this, as long as you follow the other terms and conditions of probation. First of all, it's don't commit a crime. It's time. You, that role modeling for the child. So how do you plead to this charge? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
And paragraph 2, which alleges these prior convictions. Yeah. Or all of those prior convictions alleged in paragraph true and correct. And are you pleading true and correct to paragraph 2, the prior convictions voluntarily and because those allegations are indeed true?
Yes, sir.
I show you the Marcus States Exhibit 1, Jonathan. Thank you. Did you sign that document?
Yes.
Understand it? Discuss it with your attorney? Are the contents all true and correct?
Yes.
States Exhibit 1 tendered.
No objection.
And the evidence without objection. John, hold it down there. You get. The lawyers get excited when I do this colloquy here.
I know I do.
Among other. So States Exhibit 1 is made a part of the record for all purposes. Otherwise, this court is going to the findings that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea.
Yes, sir.
You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from States Exhibit 1 admitted here to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the state jail felony. Effect, I am following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the state jail for 2 years. That confinement will be suspended, be placed on regular probation for 5 years. We can shorten it if you do well to a third of that. Please note, among other conditions of probation, there'll be a theft class that you'll have to take, but also you have to pay back restitution to stand by to the victim in this case in the amount of $161.20. And this is going to be Carter's Babies and Kids in Beaumont to the people and it looks like Fonzie Jones is the owner of that anything. Make sure you follow those terms and conditions here that the probation is going to go over with you. If you fail, your probation could be revoked and then you could be sentenced up to 2 years in the state jail. And who's going to take care of your dependents? This is, you've got responsibilities, not to yourself anymore, but to the child as well. The father, how's the father doing? Is he responsible and taking care of things?
He's incarcerated.
He's incarcerated.
Yeah.
For what?
Aggravated.
What was the sentence?
8 years.
He's going to have to serve half of it or he can be paroled. All right. The other case has been dismissed in this 24 CR. Stop computer 111004. That case is dismissed. Okay, sign papers. All right. Please see the probation officer. Thank you.
Are we still here? We made it. How far did we go today? Boy, we were on a roll, man. 2.5 hours, and then the browser, the whole connection just went down, and then all the tabs crashed. Everything went everything went kablooey. All right. Well, that just happened. So my apologies for that. I don't know if I said this earlier, but Barbara, thank you for the gifted membership. I hope I did. I don't know if I did or not, but anyway, thank you for supporting the channel. Really do appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for all of your support. No, we're not wrapping up early because of that. But unfortunately, literally the whole thing. Yeah, all this just crashed. So now I have to vamp for a minute while we get everything set back up here. I don't know what to do here. I had so much ready to go. We had Judge Shackelford, we had Judge McNally, we had all my tabs. I had all these courts that I was looking at, and now I don't. You know what I need? I need like a button where we can just say, like, we're experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. We need like some music and some of that stuff. Let's see if we can go here. Let's see if we can go over here. This isn't exactly where I was planning to go, but maybe we can go here. Let's go to Miami-Dade. And let's see what's happening with Judge Glazer. Well, I get everything kind of set up. All right. And that requires me to do that.
Okay.
There.
That's fine.
Judge Glazer.
$1,000 bond. Count 4, possession of drug paraphernalia. It'd be $500. So 5, 6, and 7 will be released of ROR.
Judge, Mr. Rachi does not have funds for the bond. Would Your Honor consider any program?
No, I can see that judge to readdress it. I'm not, or post a bond. Then unlawful possession of 4 or fewer identifications, let's see. Yeah, there's social security card not belonging to him in his wallet.
That's it, I think.
And then he's stealing 10 Dawn apple blossoms. I don't know what that is. Unless it's soap. Yeah, I think the bond is appropriate. And the count 5 is $2,500. Count 6 is $150. Snap 5. Count 8. Pardon me. Count 8. The petty theft. I'm sorry. Count 8 is unlawful possession of 4 or fewer identifications. $2,500. Count 9 is $150.
Judge, count 8 is a misdemeanor?
It is.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Count 8 charge is a misdemeanor, so that's count 8's $500. Count 9 is $150. Okay, there you go. Total bond is $2,150. Stay away order from the, was it Dollar Tree? Next case.
We'll waive reading the charge.
No, Kevin Delson. Why? I can read whatever I want. I don't have to waive it just because you say it. Sir, you were arrested for serious matters. Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
Oh, I have no idea.
What?
I have no idea.
Do you work?
Yes, I do.
How much you earn a week?
I earn my week $2,007
What, every week?
every 2 by week.
Do you own any property?
No.
Do you have any money saved in the bank that could be used to pay for a lawyer? I don't know. Let's see, that's 40. I don't know if he qualifies for public defender. I'll appoint the public defender's office for you, subject to financial verification for purposes of this first appearance hearing. Okay, there's probable cause. State.
There's probable cause. It's pretty graphic. Would you want to do 25?
It's count one. Count one.
I think it may be an F3.
It's charges.
So if you want to do 2,500 each count on everything.
Counts 1 through 7, $2,500 each count. And also no unsupervised contact with any minor children. All right, have a nice day.
Your Honor, we could go back to Mr. Enrique Domingo. He's number 26.
All right, Enrique Dominguez, page 8.
Spanish, please.
On his misdemeanor, he received tap alternate 150, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, sir. You were arrested for grand theft of a vehicle, grand theft, and I will appoint the public defender's office for you.
Buenas tardes, señor. Usted está enfrentando acusaciones de hurto en mayor cuantía vehicular y hurto en mayor cuantía. Le asigna al abogado de oficio para que le represente.
I don't quite understand the grand theft charge. You want to set it for probable cause hearing, please?
That's for the forged check.
Oh, okay. I don't. Okay, here's his promise.
I look getting that the lady back for the show interpreter.
I don't know if he's. I don't really want to give him pre-trial. He stole somebody's car and he has somebody stolen check. What? Always hope. Okay, I'm setting up on 2,500 count one. Count two will be $1,000. I don't know the amount of the check.
Entonces,
Judge Richard, the tap room. But I don't want to give him tap. How about that?
solicita a la defensa que se le asigne el programa TAP como supervisión para la salida. Indica a su señoría que ella no se siente inclinada a ofrecer el programa TAP.
2,500 count one, 1,000 count two.
$2,500 de fianza en el cargo número 1 y 1,000 en el cargo 2.
And Judge, what are you finding probable cause for count two?
Oh, it's possession. What is it?
Sure, the check.
It's the stolen check.
Entonces, en la acusación número 2, pregunta a la defensa que para qué es que está dando motivos fundados y hace referencia a la jueza entonces a que era un cheque robado.
So you finding probable cause for petty theft, Judge?
Is it a petty theft?
It could be fraudulent possession of personal identification because all the bank information is on a check.
All right. It's the lower. Count one is probable cause for grand theft of the vehicle. Count two, probable cause for fraudulent use of personal identification.
Entonces, se haya motivo fundado en la acusación número 1 para hurto mayor cuantía vehicular y en el cargo número 2 se haya motivo fundado para haber estado en tenencia fraudulentamente de información personal.
Okay. I'm sorry, you need the lady back? Is the interpreter here?
They went to go get her. What was the bonds again?
2,500 and 1,000. Where's the interpreter? Let me.
The name is Brian Brito, Your Honor.
Yeah, I already got it. We're waiting for the person who needs the interpreter to come in. If she's enough to wait. She's here now?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, sir, you can, where are you at? Where's her paperwork? I had it here. So is the interpreter there, Mr. Brito?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you put on your video, please?
Yes, Your Honor. I just got this request last minute, so I'm not properly, I don't have my suit on. Is it okay if I?
Raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you
Yes,
swear
ma'am.
or affirm you will translate from English to Excel or excuse me if I'm mispronouncing it, Excel to English to the best of your abilities? If so, state I do.
I do.
Okay, how do you pronounce the language?
Ishil.
Ishel. All right, thank you. Ma'am. All right, good afternoon. You were arrested for one count of child abuse.
Nan kata okashet se bati ba upaw katabana ti kataban mal abuso ti mal talinka.
The correct charge should be child neglect for leaving your two children alone.
Pet upaw betuk okose hit bitwe pet abite be yeshem bien katashoni ba talinka ti ba kachaka ma talinka si junal.
I will appoint the public defender's office for you.
Tuku ba mal ushil bila ilon isuchil ba kaso eh?
Ma'am, how long have you lived here in Miami?
Nan hanggang tiempo kata ambivir sa to Miami?
Kuisa ya val 2 años, val 2 años bakating anech o como que canto claval se va esto viene val ahora como que hace chamlo amas yo van que se ra como pero yel ba on be cho ba pet katit a on pet intul ya sai a on intul katit ya ye katit ba on cho.
One moment. If we can ask the interpreter to tell her.
Yeah, this
Facts.
interpreter. I apologize.
Your Honor, she has a hold for immigration.
Okay.
What was she saying?
I've been here for over 2 years, around 2 years, and I haven't had that much work. And how do I say this? But then work, and I apologize. This interpreter, it just it was hard to understand. I couldn't hear the client well.
So, ma'am, and you have an immigration hold as well, so you're going to have to deal with that.
Nan atmal what is immigration sepate la techin la eli suchil wepate.
With regard to the two children, I'm entering an order allowing you only supervised contact with them.
Es tibi tu atalincha kabal tu ba mal ordem abe la ucha yolun tuchela pero at mal ushilib anebe la ilunash tu la yolunash tuchela.
So you're allowed to have only supervised contact with the two children whose initials are JSA and PSA.
Es tan shla uch elat batalincha tulbe atmat ushibe la ilunash tul neil chelam batalincha benisheti pi tu JSA tu PSA.
And also you are prohibited from being physically threatening or violent towards the two children.
Pela an mah amenaza o masta bila banevela violenta a atin lipantu batalincha kamunoshu.
Do not engage in any criminal activity. Do not use or possess illegal drugs.
Y el más vale la ani basley es y el más kam la más ani bane be eche mal droga be yesh kam ambas ley illegal.
And do not use, purchase, possess, or carry a firearm, gun, weapon, or ammunition.
Es yesh kam la ambe la loe o la HC mal pistola o kamnosh más kam beni tok tulu pistola te elmas an.
You must immediately surrender any firearms, ammunition, and any concealed weapons permits to the nearest police department and file a receipt with the court.
Station siya la avisa o la ba pistola si HC o más permiso ti o atim al departamento tes bela eloni suchil be nahli sakats.
And you may return, I'm sorry, and also in the event there is an open case in dependency court arising from the same set of facts and events as this case.
Es eche ba si atomato mato caso tetsuwa pa tomat corte estivitua.
Then any and all orders entered in dependency court regarding your contact, visitation, and custody of the children will supersede or replace this court's order.
Es kamonosh tuve ni tilpu sochil tsa esto watsitsa a la eon mituwe ba u orden en minita o corte.
Do you understand this, the modified stay away order? You can only have supervised contact with the children unless the judge in this court or another court allows you unsupervised contact.
Monapal stool be uweka di halbuchala be tanela uch elat patalinchae pet supervisado de batan tamat ushila ilunash yela ush atin sigunal kaschalam pet at mal ushili bane bela ilunash tulab en el batalinchae a menos que mat corte o mat juez la halpu mitu uwe.
Dire ba sten ta sebila yolo se ta se wa ishtik at sa partes be hiting ka sam atibi ne wala ba kadine ta yer wa be joba.
No, that's okay, and thank you for letting me know. And what I did wasn't on purpose.
I understand, ma'am, but here we have different laws that you may have in Guatemala, so we have to follow the law here, and you're not allowed to leave your children alone because it's dangerous.
Non pas tul nan pet sitsa balen lulei at sitsa hit echulei et Guatemala tie ba yela och a kanatalin ka het signal tu kabal tie ba peligroso we.
So, Miss Corey, what are you asking for in terms of a bond? I know she has immigration hold. Otherwise, I would have given her pretrial services.
Is she allowed to have phone contact with the children? If she's in custody, can she at least speak to them on the phone? That's possible.
Yes. So I'll put on here, telephone contact is permitted.
As long as it's okay with TCF.
Okay, so unsupervised telephone contact with the children is permitted so long as it is okay, it is permissible with Department of Children and Families.
La ucha yoron tu batalincha tu teléfono. Anste si anch pachu wa atimale beni yoron itali isojil atalincha.
Would you set $1,000, Judge?
You want that much?
For 5?
was gonna do $1 each, you know, what do you want, $1?
$1.
I wasn't gonna give a pretrial.
Judge, I wouldn't ask for a pretrial this time.
I can't give a pretrial,
I don't want you to give a pretrial.
but you want $1?
$1 fine. Thank you.
State, you have an objection?
I mean, 500, I think a little bit better, but
The lady's working hard, didn't have anybody to watch your kids. Now she has an immigration hold. What is the difference if it's $1 or $500?
she's gotta come, if for some reason the immigration hold is listed, she has to make sure she comes back to court.
Well, then somebody can go and give $1. It's a lot easier to pay $1 and get 1,000. Anyway, I'll set her bond at $1. Good luck to you. Hope things.
Subaka ni fianza ko tumal dollar. Banko apene.
All right. Well, that is what is happening in Miami-Dade.
Yeah,
Let's go to Judge Simpson. We haven't actually been to Michigan yet today. Well, we've been to Michigan, but we certainly haven't been to Judge McNally or Judge Simpson. And so let's do that. Let's see what's going on with Washtenaw County. And the Honorable Judge J. Cedric Simpson.
Sacks on behalf of
There
Jacqueline
we
Murray,
go.
standing in for Edward Drukas, who's the attorney of record with Ms. Murray's permission. Is that correct, Ms. Murray? Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and we broke.
State your name?
Oh, no, we didn't.
Jacqueline Murray.
All right, what are we doing today?
We're requesting an adjournment. Well, as the attorneys try to work out a resolution on this matter.
Without objection, November 19th, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bond continued. Court calls case of the people versus Lawrence Peck.
Precious office for the people.
Your Honor, Joe Simon, on behalf of Mr. Peck.
State your name when you get up here, Larry. Lawrence Peck. Your Honor, we are here to sort of, lack of a better term, complete the transaction that we sort of began at the PCC level. The cases were charged under two different case numbers because of ripening of the blood. Mr. Peck is going to tender a plea of impaired driving, second offense today before Your Honor. And the matter here pled to at PCC will be ended if the court approves the sentencing along with this to the 15th District Court for probation purposes, sobriety court, as he has been screened.
Court's understanding is exactly that. And that he's going to be pleading in the case ending in 1371 to operating while visibly impaired. Second offense, the 1-year charge. Count one would, the OWI second would be dismissed. And that's the court, at least as a plea form, the court should understand.
That's correct.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name.
Lawrence Peck.
All right. Sir, it is this court's understanding that you're going to plead guilty to the charge of operating while visibly impaired, second offense. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year incarceration, a $1,000 fine plus court costs. The court could also order community service or any rehabilitative programs, could order your vehicle immobilized, could order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand all of that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And understanding that, you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You signed an advice of rights form previously, is that correct?
We did a fresh one today, Your Honor, as well.
Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Regarding those rights? Look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
And also because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Paperwork to be in those, huh? On the date of July 2nd, 2025, Oak Valley near Waters Road in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, did you consume intoxicating liquor?
Yes, Your Honor.
What'd you have and how much?
I had beer, maybe 5.
5. Okay. Were you stopped by the police or was there an accident?
I was stopped by the police.
Why'd they stop you?
A traffic light infraction.
All right. Were you ultimately arrested?
Yes.
All right. Were you taken to the station and into the hospital for a blood draw?
Yes, I was.
And were the results of that blood draw 0.084?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you have any reason to dispute those results?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Taking everything into consideration on that date and at that time, do you believe that your ability to operate that motor vehicle was visibly impaired due to your consumption of alcohol?
Yes, Your Honor.
And had you previously been convicted of operating while intoxicated in the 1483 District Court on or about September 18, 2023?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, I do have to advise you that if I do accept your plea, between the time of my acceptance of your plea and the time of sentencing, if you commit misconduct as defined by the Michigan courtrooms, any sentence evaluation and or recommendation, the court would no longer be bound by, and you would not be entitled to withdraw your plea. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are you aware of any other promises, threats, or other inducements which have led to this plea?
I'm only aware of this being a local resolution with an assaulting, resisting, or obstructing a police officer that arose out of the same transaction. I have no other awareness of any other process.
No, I think it's fair to say this was, the offers were made combined, conditioned on his participation in sobriety court.
That's correct.
All right. And have I complied with the court rule, or would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
You are satisfied.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Court will accept the defendant's plea in case 1371 to count 2, count 1 is dismissed. All right. Are we prepared to proceed forth to sentencing on these?
We are, Your Honor. My client can, we've reviewed the recommendations. We asked the court to adopt them. The sobriety court is ready to receive him for formal acceptance 1 week from Friday. That would be the 14th of November.
Got it. Sir, anything you want to tell me before I impose sentence?
No, Your Honor.
All right. In the case ending in 1371, sentence of the court, 24 months probation with supervision through the 15th District Court, 15th District Sobriety Court. You're to pay $1,255 fines and costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, and $100 police agency recovery costs. Those are all payable to 14A1. When can you pay that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. Can you pay that today? Yes.
Okay, that will be paid today. Probation oversight fees will be set and paid to 15th District Court. You are to comply with all terms and conditions of the 15th District Sobriety Court. I'll continue the sober link until further direction of the 15th District Court. I'll order 365 days in jail, credit 2, and the balance is suspended. On the other matter, ending in 0977, 24 months probation with supervision through the 15th District Court, 15th District Sobriety Court. You're to pay $655 fines and court costs payable to 14A1. Can you also pay that today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, that is also payable today. Probation oversight fees will be set and paid to 15th District Court. You're to comply with all terms and conditions of the 15th District Sobriety Court. Below 365 days in jail, credit 2, balance suspended.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, they say those in influence are trying to make a change over in Maryland. I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't know who's in influence and who might be included.
Yeah, they like play the whole game. Anyway, that'd be a change. Court calls the case, People versus Taylor Buyer.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mayor, Police Court, Your Honor. Attorney Damien Caspin, number 85852 on behalf of Mr. Taylor Byer. Stand to my right, state your name loudly for the record. Taylor Byer.
I have before me a plea form. Indicates that the defendant is going to be pleading guilty. The charge count 1 of possession of drug paraphernalia, the 90-day offense. Upon a successful plea to that charge, the defendant would be offered, there's a sentence agreement of prosecutor's deferred sentence. That's the court's full understanding of it.
That's correct. That's correct.
Oh, may I have him sworn?
Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
State your name.
Taylor Byer.
All right, sir, it is this court's understanding you're going to plead guilty to the charge of possession of drug paraphernalia under the Pittsfield Township ordinance. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Still wish to plead guilty? And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you do not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, sir.
You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any question regarding any of those rights, sir?
No, Your Honor.
Please look at paragraph 5. You'll see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll be giving up those rights as well as all the rights on it.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, I'm not.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today to get you to plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, Your Honor.
Doing this voluntarily
Yes, Your Honor.
of your own free will?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
On June 19th, 2025, at the location of Carpenter Road near Ellsworth in Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, did you have certain items in your possession?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you have a glass crack pipe and push rods in your possession?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you know you had them?
Yes, Your Honor.
And were those used for the consumption or ingestion of drugs?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And they were yours?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, I do have to advise you that if between the time of my acceptance of your plea and the time of sentencing, if you commit misconduct as defined under the Michigan court rules, you would not be entitled to any sentence evaluation and or recommendation, and you would not be entitled to withdraw your plea. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, is there any other promises, threats, or other inducements which have led to this plea?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
And have I complied with the court rule for to be proper?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to this charge. Defendant is referred to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report and consideration of prosecutor's deferred sentencing in this matter. Are you incarcerated on something else, sir?
Yes,
Just this case.
Just this case, Your Honor.
November 9th, what day do I have a sentence?
Oh,
November 12th.
Your Honor, the only concern with that, I start a homicide trial November 12th, possibly 2 weeks that day. If I may appear via Zoom, I can make that happen as early as that day.
Can she get to him and say, I'm gonna do it so we can get you sentenced on the way? November 12th, 2025, 9 a.m. We will, if you submit the form, we'll consider that, but I don't want to hold him to a December sentencing.
I agree, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
The Courtroom Files Live. It's Wednesday. A few minutes of overtime here because we had the little glitch that happened. So we'll just hang with Judge Simpson and then we'll close out the show for
Conrad
the
Siller
day.
on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good. Morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Ikiji. Just state your name for the record, please, sir.
Finish your name.
I see that was a map. No.
All right, let me stick that head out. Thank you.
I'm asking for an adjournment. This is driving without registration. Case being held on 2 felony files.
Be the magistrate or judge, or I would like for everyone to know that my bond has been paid and I'm being held against my will.
I think he walked away from the camera. I have been in communication with his father, trying to get the registration or
Information on this case.
documentation to Mr. Siller. So I'm going to continue working on that. But yeah, Mr.
But he's being held on 2 other felonies.
Right.
I'll adjourn this case to December 3rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued in this case. Thank you. Court does call the case People versus Alicia Allen.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Miss Allen. Miss Allen, state your name for the record.
Alicia Barton, May Allen.
Your Honor, we've come to a resolution. However, Miss Allen is on probation out of Jackson County. So I want to verify if this may impact her probation there before we move forward.
Got it. Adjourn the matter to November 19th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continues.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Court does call the case People versus Deanna Conrad.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Ms. Conrad. Please state your name for the court, ma'am.
Deanna Conrad.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. As to the case 1811880, I'm requesting an adjournment. Ms. Conrad is in the process of completing an assessment through Von Schwartz. I don't know if it's been mailed in or not or completed. I have not yet received it back, but I do know that she has been in the process of completing it. And then there is a civil infraction resolution in the other matter.
All right, so on 1880, I will adjourn. Do you want the 19th or the 3rd?
I would ask for the 3rd, Your Honor. I'm not sure if I'd
December.
have the assessment in time.
December 3rd, 2025, 9 a.m.
Thank you.
And then on the other matter,
In 1088, Your Honor, I'm going to move to add count 2 of double parking. Defendant's going to admit responsibility to that add count 2, and if you accept that, I move to dismiss the original charge.
okay. And Ms. Conrad, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on the date of July 18, 2025, State Street in Pittsfield Township, Washita County, State of Michigan, that you double parked the motor?
I do.
Court will accept that plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Fines and cost of $180. When can you get that paid, ma'am?
I'll have it paid before, I'm thinking the 21st of November.
You can pay it by the 21st?
Yes, sir.
All right. What I will indicate is get it paid by November 24th, that Monday.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Ms. Conrad.
Court calls the case People versus Rick Artuso.
Ashley Feltus from People.
Mary Rubio on behalf of Mr. Artuso, who is approaching. I'm standing in for the attorney of record, David Burgess, with his consent. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
Could you please state your name?
Rick Artuso.
What are we doing?
Today's obviously date and time for a pre-trial. Mr. Burgess has advised me that Mr. Artuso has a sentencing scheduled for November 12th, and he wanted me to ask for an adjournment until after that date. Sentencing is in circuit court.
Turn this matter to November 19th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Your Honor, can I ask a question? I'm not sure procedurally if anybody can do anything about it here, but
If I said no, what would happen?
I'd probably still keep talking. At
Okay.
least I asked, right?
And I keep listening. No, go ahead. What's it?
Mr. Artuso advises me that he has not yet been interviewed or for his PSI report, and I know the sentencing is coming up, next.
That for the circuit court?
Right. So is there someone I should contact? I just don't want him to get there and then they have to adjourn it because he hasn't been interviewed, and he's available.
I'm not sure exactly who you would contact, but I'd suggest contacting the judges' chambers.
Okay.
To let them know at least what's going on.
Okay.
Maybe they can Because the sentencing on the felony is going to be done through the Department of Corrections in any event, so.
Correct. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a good day.
Court calls the cases of the people versus Ibrahim.
Conrad Solar on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Other than Mr. Ibrahim, Your Honor, who is not present, he was transferred from there on Friday morning from Washington County Jail.
From Washington County, he went to MDOC. We don't know where he at though, right?
He did his Jackson, or at least that's what I checked.
Where he is current. Okay, let's do this. I'll adjourn this to December 3rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Let's try to find out where he is and where he might settle.
Thank you.
Court calls case, people versus Eduardo Renavides.
Conrad Solar on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate with and on behalf of Mr. Benavides, who stands to my right. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Eduardo Benavides.
All right. I have before me a plea form that indicates that the defendant is going to be pleading guilty to the charge of possession of drug paraphernalia in a 90-day offense, which is the stated count 1, and that the defendant, there's a sentence agreement that he's been approved for a deferred sentence in this case. That's the court's full understanding of any agreements.
The only correction, Your Honor, I believe it's going to be a no contest plea. Is Your Honor?
Yes, it's a no contest. I say guilty. It's a no contest. All right. Let's have him sworn.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give, truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the self you got.
Yes.
State your name.
Eduardo Benavides.
All right, sir, it is this court's understanding that you're going to plead no contest to the charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes.
Two things about it. First of all, it means that you're not further, that you no longer wish to challenge this particular charge. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court will treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that?
Yes.
Basis for the no contest plea?
Potential civil liability, Your Honor.
Sir, to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty, right?
Do you plead guilty, no contest, or not guilty?
Well, no contest.
All right. You understand that by pleading no contest, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, sir.
You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct?
Yes.
Any question regarding any of those rights?
No.
Look at paragraph 5, you'll see a copy on the podium. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading no contest, you're giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form.
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal outright.
Yes.
You understand? Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today to get you to plea?
No, sir.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Of your own free will?
Yes, sir.
All right. Court has been handed Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report for their case number 25-13960. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there's a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of this offense. Sir, I have to apprise you between the time of my acceptance of your plea and the time of sentencing, if you commit misconduct as defined in the Michigan court rules, you would not be entitled to any sentence evaluation or recommendation, nor would the court be bound by that, and you could not withdraw your plea. You understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. Counsel, are you aware of any other promises, threats, or other inducements which have led to this plea?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
And have I complied with the court?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Or will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to this charge. Defendant is referred to probation for pre-sentence investigation and report and consideration of deferred sentencing. sentencing in this matter will be. Is this the only thing holding you, sir?
No, Your Honor, he is going to court, or he'll be in front of you tomorrow for a probable cause conference.
Right.
He has a 50,000 bond or
On that
$50,000 cash surety bond on that case.
All right, I'll set it for the December 10th date, December 10th, 2025, 9 a.m. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's a good point for which we should wrap this this episode of TCF Live up. Put it in the books for a Wednesday, the 5th of November. Probably a good thing, too, because all the stuff in here just suddenly started acting weird. We went 2.5 hours without so much as a technical issue, and then suddenly just things decided to go boom. It happens sometimes. It really does. I'm trying to get this so it, man, everything is kind of frozen up. Well, anyway, that's been the day. That's been the close to the day that we've had here in general. So there we go. Hi. Thank you. We'll get it all fixed up for tomorrow. Man, we were smooth. We were going along real smooth there. Leroy Jenkins, I think, started to turn things a little bit. Anyway, it was a great show. It really was. What a fun day here at TCF Live. You never know what you're going to have. Man, we have hit gold in Louisiana the last couple of days. That's for sure. All right. Well, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you who are hanging out with us in the chat throughout the show. Barbara, Lindsay, who wasn't feeling well, but decided to hang with us anyway. Ashley, Wahoo, Austin, Mama Jones stopped by. I know she's got family in there looking out for her while Dan is out. And I saw Raul was in here. We had a couple other people, I think, stop by as well. I hope I didn't forget it. And then, of course, the executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona Weather Discussion, which is what I do also, and sort of helping out with this fine show, and that is my OAO, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of sweetchildaz.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. Thanks for hanging out in the chat as well. All right, we'll be back here tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. East, 7 a.m. Pacific for another edition of TCF Live. And then tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. Pacific for Sidebar. So then we'll do it again on Friday. And then you're done with me. And then you can get back to Dan. And if you're happy with that, if you like me being here, you got 2 more days. If you don't, you only have 2 more days. So should be fun. Anyway, thank you guys once again for hanging out. It's been a pleasure. And we'll see you back here bright and early tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. East, 7 a.m. Pacific, 45 minutes early for channel members. Dan should, internet pending, be able to do at least part of the pre-show for you tomorrow morning. So again, thank you guys. See you tomorrow.